Hey guys, good evening. Guys, if you are able to see my screen, just type S in the chat box. Okay. Thanks for the confirmation, guys. So let's begin today's session. So yesterday, if you remember, I explained you how to understand the Java programs. Okay. The very basic level understanding of the Java programs and what you have to understand, what you have to postpone understanding, everything I covered. Few things you have to by heart, some shortcut keys I have provided so that you can get started. Hoping that you are at least able to run one sample program in your machine. We'll go to the next topic now. Okay. That is variables, data types, literals, and operators. Okay. What are the four topics, guys? Everyone type in the chat box the names of the topics. Variables, data types, literals, and operators. These are the four topics I am going to cover today. Fine. You can type in the chat box, guys. Variables, data types, literals, and operators. Okay, these are the four topics. Coming to the first one, I'll take one example, guys, and I'll ask you what is a variable, what is a data type, what is a literal, and what is an operator in this statement. Okay. If I write something like this, 5 plus 3, let's assume that. Okay. Now tell me, guys, here, what is a variable? Can anyone say what is a variable in this example? What is a variable in this particular example? The variable
Yeah.
is A is a variable. A is nothing but the variable. Okay. Then if I ask you what is the data type in this particular statement, what is the data type? Yes, int is a data type. Int is a data type. Int is a data type. Then what is this? If I ask you what is an operator in this particular statement, what is the operator? What is the operator here? There are two operators actually. There is not one single operator. There are two operators. What are the two operators in this particular statement you identify? Yes. Plus is one operator and equal to, that is assignment operator. These both are operators. These both are operators. Then what is a literal? In this particular statement, there are two literals. What are they? What are the two literals we have? Literals. I'm asking about literals. What are the two literals? Literals are nothing but data, guys. Okay, data. Okay, these are literals. Literals. Okay, A is a variable, int is a data type, equal to symbol and plus are the operators, and 5 and 3 are the literals. Now got some high level clarity. What is a data type? What is a variable? What is an operator? And what are literals? Is it clear, guys, at a high level? At a high level, it is clear what are the different types of items that I'm going to explain. At a high level, I showed you, but we'll go step by step, guys. First, we'll start with the variables. The topic is variables, data types, operators, and literals. In order to store the data in the Java programs, we need to use variables, data types, operators, and literals. Okay. For example, if I take int a is equal to 5, what is the literal in this int a is equal to 5? What is the literal? Type in the chat box. What is the literal? Yes, 5 is the literal, which is nothing but the data. 5 is literal, or you can call this as data or value. Okay. So what is the variable here? In this particular statement, what is the variable? A is the variable, right? Then in this particular statement, what is the data type? In this particular statement, what is the data type? Int is the data type. Okay. In this particular statement, what is the operator? What is the operator we have? Equal symbol is the operator, assignment operator. So what is this statement all about is you are storing a value 5 into the variable A, which is declared with int data type. Okay. You are storing an integer value into a variable. Using this operator, you are assigning some value into the variable. And to assign this value into the variable, this variable should be of int data type. Okay. I'll explain you all the stuff, guys. Don't worry. At a high level, you understood at least that what is a data type, what is a variable, what is an operator, what is a value. That you have, okay, understood. That's enough. Okay. So here, assignment operator. If you see this, whatever that I explained, A is a variable, int is a data type, phi is the literal or data, and is equal to is the assignment operator. Okay. So this is the diagram. You can see that I can explain any number of times, guys. Okay. The single statement, if you understand, right, you will understand all about variables, data types, operators, and literals. Okay. Demonstrate a program which stores the data into the variables and prints it. Okay. Now, before I start explaining about variables, I need to show you or explain you one program. Okay. Where I have to demonstrate a program where here I'll create one package, guys. I'll just name this package as I just create another package as part of organizing the stuff, right? I'll create a package. I'll just name this package as variable stack. Variable stack. Okay, with main method I'll create. I don't want to, remember any code. Just click on finish, select that. All the code will be created. You see, package code has been created. Class code has been created. Main method code got created. And I removed that comment that came by default. Inside this main method, I'm going to create, okay, I'm going to write a statement like this. Int a is equal to 5. Okay, int a is equal to 5. Here, int is the data type. A is the variable name. Equal is the assignment operator. It is nothing but an operator. And here phi is a literal or data. Okay, and every statement in Java should end with which symbol? All the statements in Java should end with which symbol, guys? What is the symbol using which we have to end the statements in Java? Semicolon. It may be print statement. It can be any other statement. This is also a statement in Java. It should end with semicolon symbol. Now, if I want to print this 5, which I have stored into this particular variable using the assignment operator, okay, how to print this value 5? I'll write system.out.println. System.out.println, I can print A. If I print this variable, do you have to specify the variable with single quotes or double quotes? Is it required to specify the variable inside the print statements with single quotes or double quotes? Is it required? No. Directly the variable name. So what will be printed, guys? If I print the variable, will A will be printed in the output? In the output console, will the A will be printed? Or the value that is stored in the A will be printed? What do you think? A will not be printed, guys. Okay. If you print the variable, what will happen? The value that is stored into this particular variable will be printed. So here 5 will be printed, guys. A will not be printed. If you print the variable, the value that is actually assigned or stored into the variable A will be printed. That is, the value 5 will be printed. If you print A, 5 will be printed, and the variable don't have to be specified with any single quotes or double quotes or anything. Directly give the name of the variable. Okay, the value of that particular variable will be printed in the output console. Okay, value stored into the variable will be printed, not the variable. Okay, that you have to understand. Next thing is, so you understood how to I demonstrated a program which stores the data into variables and prints it. Okay, this is a program where I am assigning some data. I am storing the data into the variable and I am printing the variable so that the value that is stored into the variable will be printed in the output console. Okay, so that's what I have written here. Demonstrate a program which stores the data into a variable and then prints it. Okay, that's what I have done. Everyone clear with this? How to print the value that is stored into the variable by printing the variable is clear for you? If it is clear, just type C or S in the chat box. If this program is clear for you, just type C or S in the chat box.
Sir?
Yes.
But A is considered as a variable, right, sir? It's an alphabet, so no single quotes are required?
No single quotes are required. For variables,
Okay.
you don't have to provide any single quotes or double quotes. Okay. If I provide single quotes, right, what will happen? Will you get 5 will be printed in the output, or what will be printed in the output? What do you think? In this case, 5 will be printed? No, character will be printed. This is a character literal. It's not a variable.
Okay.
Got it?
Okay.
Here A will be
Yes,
printed.
sir.
Here A will be
But
printed. Printing the character. Okay, single letter character. If I print system.out.println A, it is a variable. It's not a character. It is a variable which is not surrounded by single quotes, means it's nothing but a variable. Okay.
okay.
So the value that is stored into the variable will be printed.
Okay, but only when some value is assigned to that variable, then only we don't have to mention any quotes, right, sir?
Yes. What if I give B here? What will happen? You see, I'm just simply providing B. So is the B surrounded by with any single quotes or
No.
double quotes? No, right? That means
No.
Java will think that B is a variable. Java will think that B is a variable. But is there any variable
Okay.
with the name B in
No.
this code? Have declared any particular variable with the variable name B? No, right?
No.
That's
No.
the reason we are getting the compiler error saying B cannot be resolved to a variable. There is no such variable like B. Okay, it's saying that.
Oh.
So this cannot be done. Okay,
Okay.
I'll give you one more case. I'll say this time I'll say int C. Did I assign or store any value into this variable C?
No.
No. What if I will try to print the value of C? Is it possible? What is happening?
No.
Error is coming already. The local
Okay.
variable C may not have been initialized. You have to assign some value into the variable to print it. Otherwise, you cannot print it. Okay. So the variable
Okay.
should be created and it should be assigned some value. Then only you can mention the name of the variable inside the print statement so that the value that is stored into the variable will be printed. If you do any other stuff, what will happen? You will get errors. You see, B is not there anyhow. Okay. So it's trying to look for the variable B which is not existing. So it has given the error. Okay. I've commented that code. Okay. Here C also, it is declared, but C is declared with the int data type, but we have not stored any value into this particular variable C. That's the reason it also gave the error. You have to initialize a value, particular value to the variable it is saying. I'll explain more about that in the coming sessions. But at a high level, it's clear for you how to store one value into the variable and print it. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. If we mention any single quotes for C, then the output will be only C, right,
C,
sir?
C, because that is the literal, not the variable. In
Okay.
that case, C will be considered as a value, data itself. Directly, you are printing the data. Here we are storing
Okay.
the data into the variable, and then if you are printing that variable, the value stored in the variable will be printed. But if you are directly
Okay.
the print statement providing some number or some double quote, some text or single quote, some value, single character or some Boolean value like true or false, right? That will be data will be printed directly. You don't have to store into the variable in order to print it. Okay, it's not compulsory. You can directly print the variables. Okay, values.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Welcome. So fine. So it will be more clear for you because this is just the starting point. Okay. So it's okay that you got the question, but it's the starting point. So you got the question. So, but I'm going to explain you and give you a lot of examples using which, right, you will get more clarity on variables, data types, literals and operators. Okay. So by the end of this session, right, you'll be good with the whatever, okay, you want to understand. Okay. So first of all, let's talk about variables, guys. Okay, what is the first topic? Everyone type in the chat box the name of the topic that I'm going to cover now. Out of all the 4 types, what is this? I'm going to explain variables, variable or variables, whatever you want to type, you can type variables. Okay, variables is the topic. What is the variable? If I ask you, what is a variable? Out of 100 people, 99 people will say that variables will store the data. Okay, in Java programming, variables will store the data. But I am asking you what is a variable. I am not asking what is the purpose of the variable. Whatever you are answering is correct only, but it's not what variable is. It's nothing but the purpose. Yes or no? Guys, everyone is giving me an answer. If I go outside and ask any people, okay, who are good with Java, who are not good with Java, since they are not relied on the basics of Java, right? If I ask them what is a variable, what they will answer, most of the cases, 100 people, right? 99 people will say that variables will store the data in Java programs. In Java programming, the variables are there to store the data. But is this what variable is? It's the purpose of the variable. It's not what is a variable. It's a purpose. What is the use of the variable you're explaining me? But I am expecting what? What is a variable? So I'll write the answer for the variable, guys. You don't have to remember or memorize this, but just try to just go through this statement. Okay, you don't have to memorize this statement that I'm going to type now. Variable is a name given to the uh, memory location where the value, okay, is stored. Variable is a name given to the reserved memory location where the value is stored. Now, are you getting the point? What exactly the variable is? Are you guys getting the point? This is what is variable, guys. Okay, no one will understand this. Okay, if you give this answer right, no one will understand. Okay, the reason is they don't know. They think that a variable is nothing but in Java to store the data. That is the purpose of the variable, guys. That's what not variable is. If if you have to go with to understand what exactly variable is a name given to the reserved memory location where the value is stored. Suppose, guys, if I ask you, everyone holds a mobile phone. Do you guys have a smartphone with you? Yes or no? Roughly tell me how many contacts will be there in your mobile phone. Roughly tell me how many contacts will be there in your 200. Some people may have 300. My kind of person that I have 2000 also. Okay. Because I have a lot of, lot of people, I share my number like anything. Okay. So thousands of contacts I have. Okay. Some people have even more contacts. Okay. 100. Some people are very reserved. They are okay with 50 to quality contacts will be there. Okay. So it depends. Hundreds or thousands of contacts can be there in our mobile phone. Okay. And do you remember each and every number? Tell me, guys, is it possible for you to remember each and every mobile phone number that is saved in your mobile phone? Up to some extent, you can remember. Maybe your parents' numbers or your brothers' numbers or your sisters' numbers or, your children numbers or your, okay, siblings or your spouse numbers. You will, yeah, GF numbers, okay, girlfriend numbers or whatever it may be, okay, boyfriend or girlfriend. Only that, whatever that is important, that you will remember. If in case you don't have to recollect that, you can directly type the number and you can call that. That's okay. But can you remember all the mobile phone numbers in your mobile phone? Not possible. So what is the idea here? We have put a name to that every mobile phone number, right? If you go to your mobile phone, you'll not directly see the number in your contacts. You have to give the name, and it will filter out the number for you, right? Right. So here also same thing, guys. In Java also same thing. Java also same thing. For example, if I write a statement like this, int a is equal to 5 kind of statement, what happens in the, assume that there's a computer memory, guys. Don't worry which memory it is at this moment. Okay. Don't worry about the memory concepts like whether it is heap memory or whether it is stack memory. Don't ask me all those questions. Okay. Let's not deal with that kind of memories now. Just assume that there's some computer memory. I'm dividing this computer memory into different slots. Assume this. Okay. To understand the variable only, you have to understand this memory concept that I'm covering here. At a high level only, I'm covering. I'm not going in very depth about memory concepts. So here I'm dividing into multiple slots. Assume that the computer memory is split into multiple slots like this. Okay. The computer memory has been split into multiple slots like this, guys. Okay. When I say int a is equal to 5, the value 5, let's say, is stored in one of the memory location. Okay. This memory location has some address, like your mobile phone number, it has an address. Okay. Like your mobile phone, like a mobile phone numbers of your relatives or friends or your acquaintances or, the close people or whatever it is. Every slot has a address here. This one have different address. Okay. This one has different address. Like every slot here will have a different memory address. So do you remember each and every mobile phone number in your mobile phone? No, right? Can you remember each and every memory address in this address? Is it possible to remember each and every slot address here? Memory slot address, where the value 5 is stored. Can you remember that memory address? Every slot has a different address. Is it possible to remember these values where they are stored based on the memory location? Reserved memory location address, can you remember? Yes or no? We cannot remember, guys. They are also like our phone numbers only. Okay, we have hundreds or thousands of phone numbers. Similar way, every memory address slot will have a separate memory address that we cannot remember. But if your value 5 that you are assigned to the variable a is stored in one of the memory slot, we cannot remember this address. So what we are doing here is we are giving a particular name to this memory slot. We are giving a name to this particular reserved memory where the actual value 5 is stored. Okay. What is the name I have given in this example, guys? In this statement, what is the name I have given to this memory location address where the value 5 is stored? What is the name I have given? A. A is the name, guys, variable. A is nothing but the variable. Okay. A is the name given to the A is the name given to the memory location, reserved memory location, where the value 5 is stored. Okay. So now tell me what is a variable? Variable is nothing but now try to understand this statement. Variable is nothing but a name given to the reserved memory location, where the data is stored, Got it, guys? Variable is nothing but a name. A is a name given to the memory location where the data, what is the data in this case? 5 is the data. In the reserved memory location, like a reserved table when you go to hotel, right? This is like a reserved memory location where the data is stored. A is nothing but a name given to the memory location where the actual data is stored. Okay. That's what is the variable. Here, A is the variable. Everyone type in the chat box. In this example, what is the variable? A is the variable. A is nothing but a name given to the memory location where reserved memory location where the value is stored. That is what is variable actually is. No one will explain like this, guys. Okay, no one will explain the actual intention of what is a variable here is. Everyone is in their own confusion state. Everyone thinks that variables, what are variables means? What are variables means? They will not explain what are variables. They explain the purpose of the variables, saying that the ultimate purpose of the variables in Java is to store the data. Okay, that's what they will say. But internally, if you understand this diagram and all, you will understand that variable is nothing but a name given to the reserved memory location where the value is stored. Like all the contact names in your mobile phone are nothing but kind of variables in the Java programming. Okay, those contact names you have given you in your mobile phone are nothing but the names given to the mobile phone numbers, because you cannot remember all the memory, all the mobile phone numbers, right, of the contacts like that. Here also reserved memory locations we cannot store, we cannot remember, so we have to give some name to the reserved memory locations. That's what variables are. Everyone clear what is the variable? Variable is nothing but a name provided to a reserved memory location where the data is stored. Okay. Variable is a name provided to the reserved memory location in the computer machine where the actual data is stored. So here the same diagram, whatever I covered here will be there here, guys. Just see here. Variable is nothing but a name given to the reserved memory location where the data is stored. Okay. This is what I covered just now. Okay. This is what I covered just now. So everyone clear what is a variable now? Everyone clear what is a variable? Is everyone clear with the variable? Just type C in the chat box if you are understanding. Ultimate purpose of the variable is to, if I ask you what is the purpose of the variable, what should be your answer, guys? I'm not asking what is a variable. If I ask you what is a variable, you have to tell me variable is name provided to the reserved memory location where data is stored. But what is the purpose of the variables? To store the data. To store the data is the purpose of the variables. Like everyone is typing in the chat box, that's 100% right, guys. The variables, okay? The purpose of the variables is to store the data. In the Java programming, what is the purpose of the variables? To store the data. Where should we create the variables, guys? Where should we create the variables? Where should we create the variables? Inside this Java programming, inside the class, we have to create the variables. Okay. So here I thought of creating this one, variable demo, I'll say capital V for the most, create, rename the file to variable demo. And here I have to create a package, guys. I didn't create a package just to organize the stuff. Variables pack. Under the variables pack, I'll just move this. You see, whenever you want to move this, you can move this, guys. Okay. Just say okay, it will be moved. Just drag and drop. Here under the variables package, we have this. You see, related Java files I'm organizing under. You see, like you put different type of books under different shelves, right, in your home. Like all the fiction books you will put one place, all the story books you will put one place, all the education related engineering or whatever the college books you will put in one place, English related books you will put in one place. Okay, drawing books you will put in one place. Like that, you can categorize the books. For example, similarly here, Java files, related Java files that I'm covering as part of my session also I'm organizing here so that you'll also understand what exactly packages are. Okay, fine. Anyhow, the variables demo I gave here. Yes. Any question?
Arun.
Yes.
Yeah. Now I'm just giving an example. The best way to portray that is the kitchen cabinet, where you store the plates, the forks, and the knives, and all that kind of stuff, and the cups. That's
okay. Yeah.
Could you
please be more clear so that I can understand the question? Can you repeat that question again?
No, I'm just saying the example that we give about the bookshelf, like you put the
Yes,
books
yes,
for
right.
science.
Yes, right.
There is another example, like when you go into your kitchen, there is a kitchen cabinet, and you
Yes,
have plates in this drawer, you have forks, you have knives, you have
correct.
you know,
You see,
cups
whatever
and
that
all that.
you are, ultimately you are organizing the stuff, right? It may be anything.
Yes,
You're organizing the stuff.
yeah,
When you go to your
yeah,
kitchen room, okay, if your house has a kitchen, let's say, and there will be a lot of drawers kind of stuff will be there. In some drawer, right, all the utensils, like where you kind of boxes will be there, where different
yeah,
items can be put, or in spoons can be put, forks can be put in some different sections. Okay, so like that.
yeah,
Okay, so like that, you can organize the stuff. Okay, the thing is to organize the stuff. You cannot put everything together, right? Okay, all the items that are needed for your kitchen should be organized in some boxes, or it can be in shelves, or whatever it is. Okay, in a proper way, you have to organize. Okay, so similar to the books example, you can also take the kitchen example as you are giving. That's also right. Okay, so packages are like that. Packages will group the related stuff. Will group the related stuff. Okay, fine. So now tomorrow, if I have to get a class related to the variable, I don't have to worry much. Okay, I just directly go to the variables backend. I'll just open this class for you so that you'll understand the code. Okay, so that's the thing. So this is all about the variable, guys. This is all about the variable. So variable is nothing but a name. Here A is nothing but a name. You see, you have to write the names in a proper way, but here I am giving simple examples. Okay, here A is a name of the variable. Okay, so variable is nothing but a name given to the reserved memory location where this value is stored in the computer memory. Okay, that's what is a variable is. So what is the naming convention of the variables? What is the naming convention of the variables? I'll create one more class here and explain you the naming convention of the variables. Yesterday, if you remember, the naming convention of the project names are like upper camel case. I told you what is an upper camel case. So you already know that. Okay, what is the naming convention of the classes? Upper camel case again. What is the naming convention of the packages? Complete lowercase I mentioned. Okay, now I'm going to explain the naming convention of the variables. Naming convention of the variables. Okay, naming convention of variables demo. Okay, like that, you see how many words I gave for the name of the class. 5 words. It is in upper camel case. Okay, with main method I'll create, and inside this, okay, I'll write some code like this. Okay, string. Don't worry about what I'm writing here. Just write. I'm writing something. String. First name is equal to Arun. Okay, then string last name is equal to Motori. Okay, then string, I'll write down string. Don't worry if you understand the program or you don't understand the program, but try to. Here string full name is equal to first name plus some space plus last name. Don't try to understand the program, but try to understand the focus on the naming convention. The example I'm giving here to explain the naming convention here, guys. System.out.println full name. You don't have to understand this program, but try to understand the naming convention I'm giving here. Can you see the naming convention that I have given for this particular variable in this particular program? Don't worry about the program. Focus on the naming convention that I have given to the variables. Yes. Yes. Yeah, packages also can be explained with the help of, Vishwa is saying that packages can also be explained, can be differentiated with when you go to a bus stop or, railway station or whatever it is, some airport or something, right? Different, okay, the buses which go to different places will stand at a different place, right? The buses which are going to one XYZ place will be coming to one area. There is one package like that. Okay, that also we can be taking as an example. Okay, it's kind of package only. Yes, correct. So coming to the names of the variables, here, what is the kind of naming convention we are following? It is lower camel case. No matter how many names, okay, first name 1, last name 1. Again, intentionally I'm giving this, guys. Okay, full name 1. Full name 1 is equal to first name 1 plus last name 1 with some space added in between, and here full name 1 I am printing. Okay, now run the code and you'll get the name printed. My name will be printed in the output. That's okay. You don't have to understand how this program is working, but try to understand the naming convention I've given here. There are how many words are there in this name? In this variable name, how many? While naming this variable, how many words I have given? 3 words, right? Complete first word, you see it's in lowercase. But from the second word onwards, the first letter of the second word onwards is capital S. Capital, you see? Again, third word's first letter in capital case. If there is one more word, the first letter of that fourth word also will be in capital S. This kind of convention is called as, which convention, guys? Lower camel case. Now answer my question here, guys. Answer my question here. Project names. Project names should be in which case? Project name should be in which case? Project names. If you are creating a Java project, it should be in upper camel case. Okay. Then if I ask about the class names should be given in which case? Class names. Java class names, again upper camel case only. Okay. Then packages should be in which case? Complete lowercase. Lowercase, complete lowercase, all small case or complete lowercase or lowercase, whatever you can call. Coming to the variables, they should be in which case? In Java, variables should be in which case? Lower camel case. Okay, lower camel case. What about methods in Java? What about methods in Java? Methods also should be in lower camel case. Similar to variables, methods also should be in lower camel case. Clear, guys? I'll explain about methods later, but for now, I'm just giving it a single place, right? You can okay, you can see that. Okay, project names in upper camel case, class names in upper camel case, packages lower case, variables and methods are in lower camel case. Okay, what are methods and all I'll cover later. So clear, right? Regarding the variables, everyone is clear. Just type C in the chat box if you are clear with the variables. Okay, great. Next thing is data types. What is the next topic, guys? What is the next topic? Everyone type in the chat box. What is the next topic? Data types. So data types will define which type of data to be stored into the variables. Okay. Data types will define which types of data can be stored into the variables. Okay. That's what is the data types. If you declare a particular variable with a particular data type, using the data type of the variable, we can decide which type of value I can store into the variable. Okay, I'll give you some examples, guys. Okay, here I'll create another package, guys. I'll create another package. I'll just name this package as data types pack. Okay, data types pack. So package name I created. So here under this, I'll say data types purpose of data types purpose demo, data types purpose demo with main method. So inside the main method, I'm going to create a variable, guys. Inside the main method, Java statement should be written inside the methods, right? So I'm writing this statement: int a is equal to, okay, int a is equal to 5. Okay. Here, what is the data type in this example? In int a is equal to 5, what is the data type? What is the data type, guys? Tell me. Int is the data type. Int means integer. Okay. This particular variable is declared with which data type? This particular variable a is declared with which data type? Int data type. Int data type. Int data type. Okay. Data type will do what to the variables? Data types will declare the variables. Everyone type in the chat box. Data types declare the variables. Data type will do what? They will declare the variables. Everyone type declare. It's very important to understand this terminology. We can use data types in Java to declare the variables. To declare the variables, we have to use data types. Here a is declared with which data type? Int data type. Okay, int is the data type using which we have declared the variable a with. Like that, you can call anything, guys. Okay, a is a variable which is declared with int data type. Int is a data type. Okay, which has for which the variable a is declared with. Okay, using which what the a variable is declared with. Okay, so we have declared the variable a with the which data type? Int data type. Okay, a is declared with int data type. Everyone can type a is declared with int data type in this chat box. Okay, a is declared with int data type. Variable a is declared with int data type. Okay, so this part is called as declaration, guys. Whatever I highlighted is called as a declaration part. This is called as declaration. Now, when I particularly declare a variable, everyone type declare in the chat box. Everyone type declare word, a terminology known as declare in the chat box. Declare. Everyone type declare. Everyone type declare in the chat box, guys. The word is very important. We have declared the variable a with int data type. The word declare is very important here. Okay. So terminology you have to remember. Fine. Okay. So if you have declared the variable with int data type, which type of data you can store into the variables? Integer data. Which type of literals you can store into the variable? Which type of literals or data you can store into the variable which is declared within data type? Integer literals or integer data, whatever you want to call, you can call. You can either call that as integer literals or you can call them as integer data, whatever it is fine. Data or literal you can call. Okay, here 5 is an integer data or literal that can be stored into the variable A because variable A is declared with in data type. Okay, now what if I put 5.5 here? Is it possible? Is it possible to store this decimal literal or decimal data or double literal, you can say? Going ahead, you will understand why I am calling this as double literal. For now, I can say decimal value into a variable because I cannot store this 5.5 into the variable A because A is declared with which data type? Int data type. So only integer values should be stored into the variable. You cannot store decimal values into the variable. Okay, you cannot store decimal values into the variable which is declared with int data type. Only integer literals or integer data can be stored into the variables. Okay, only integer data can be stored into the variables. You cannot store decimal values into the variables. Fine. Okay. Now, what if I give something like this? Is it possible to store character literal? Tell me, guys, is it possible to store character literal? You are saying no, but it's possible. You see, I'm not getting any error. When I'm giving 5.5, I got an error. Compiler error was coming saying that type mismatch cannot convert from double to int. It was saying integer. It is not an integer literal. You cannot store. But if I was trying to assign a character literal here, it's getting assigned. How? Why I'm not getting error? Why I'm not getting error? You see that we have declared the variable with int data type, but what you are trying to store here, character literal. How can it store? It should be some char data type or some different data type, right? But how can this character literal can be stored into the variable A? There's some concept known as ASCII values. Yes, ASCII table is there. Google search for ASCII table. Okay, there will be some confusions here and there, guys. That's okay. But a few things will be allowed, few things will not be allowed. If you search for ASCII table, everyone type in the chat box ASCII table. Everyone type in the chat box ASCII table. ASCII table. I want everyone to type in the chat box ASCII, ASCII table, ASCII table. Everyone has to remember this. What is ASCII table? You have to remember. When I Google search for this ASCII table, right, in the search results, I got this particular first link. I'm clicking on the first link, and here you will see a table, guys. Okay. So for the character letter S, which is surrounded by single quotes, what is the number associated ASCII number? What is the ASCII number associated? When I'm storing S surrounded by single quotes here, S surrounded by single quotes into the variable A here, the associated ASCII number is what? The associated ASCII number for this character literally is what? 115. 115. So here what is happening is internally Java is converting this character literal into the ASCII number and 115 is getting stored. If I run this program, 115 will be printed in the output. You see 115 got printed in the output. Got it, guys? Why ASCII number? Why character literal? Generally speaking, don't worry about that. So, and try to understand the data types. I'll explain more about the which type of literals you can store into which variables and all. Okay, I'll cover that later. But for now, understand that we have to store integer values into the variable because the variable is declared with int data type. Apart from this integer, if I try to give some decimal value, it will not allow. You'll get a compiler error saying that, you see, here 5 is okay. If I say int b is equal to 5.5, is that okay? Is that okay? Int b is equal to 5.5 is not okay. You will get the compiler error. This is not possible. You will get the compiler error. What if I say int c is equal to Arun? If I give, is that okay? Can I store string literal text into the variable which is declared with int data type? Is that possible? This is not possible. You'll get the compiler error. Type mismatch cannot convert from string to int. It will say. Okay. Few things are possible though, but most of the things will not be possible. If I write some true here, a Boolean value, is it possible to store a Boolean value like true or false into the variable which is declared within data type? Not possible. Okay. Try to print this. For the most here, you see, cannot convert from Boolean to int. It is saying you cannot do that, guys. Okay, you cannot do that. Clear, everyone? What is the purpose of the data type is clear for everyone. Type C in the chat box if it is clear. Based on the type of the data type that you have declared the variable with, that type of data only is allowed to be stored into that variable. That type of data only can be allowed to be stored into that variable. Other type of literals, if you try to store into the variables, right, incompatible. Literals, if you want to store into the variables which are declared with different data type, right, you are going to get the compiler error. You're going to get the compiler error. This is another reason where you will get the compiler error, guys. You see, I told you, right? While we go through a lot of things in the upcoming sessions, based on some situations, we will get more compiler errors. I told you in the yesterday's session, right? I explained only one compiler, 3 examples for a compiler error. But here, when I say 5.5, immediately Java is giving me a compiler error before I run the code. Okay, because the type of the data that I want to store into the variable should be decided based on the type of the data type that I have declared the variable with. Okay, that is the concept you have to understand. So now you got the idea, right? What is a data type? Now you understood the concept, right? What is a data type? We can define the variables with a different data type based on the type of the data that you want to store into the variables. That's what data types are. Okay, we can define the variables with, we can define or declare the variables with different data types based on the type of the data that you want to store into the variables. Okay. So there are different type of variables, guys. There are different types of variables. Okay. What are the different type of variables we have? I'll write down here. We have byte variable, byte data type. Then we have short. Then we have int. Then we have long. Okay. Then we have float. Then we have double. Then we have char. Then we have boolean. How many data types are there totally? How many data types are there here? These are all called as primitive data types. These are called as not normal data types. These are called as primitive data types. You should not be calling them as data types. You have to calling them as primitive data types. Everyone type in the chat box. These are primitive data types. Primitive data types. Total 8 are there. Right? Byte, short, int, long, float, double, char, boolean. 8 primitive data types are there. What are primitive data types? I'll explain that later, guys, when the time comes. But for now, don't call them data types. Better call them primitive data types. Whenever you have to refer to these data types, you have to refer to these 8 data types as primitive data types. Yes, they are primitive data types. Yes, Pradeep, you are right. String is not a data type. You see anywhere string is there in this list? Do you have the string in this list? String is not a data type. It is a predefined class in Java. String is not a data type. It is a predefined class in Java. Okay, predefined class in Java. It looks like a data type, but it's not a primitive data. It's not a primitive data type. Okay, this will not be considered under the primitive data types. It's a predefined class, or you can also call that as a kind of data type only, but not primitive data type. String is not a primitive data type. If someone asks you, is string a data type? You can say string is a data type, but it's a predefined class type of data type, you have to say. But these are not classes. These are not classes. Okay, these are not classes. They are primitive data types. String is not a primitive data type. Everyone type in the chat box, string is not a primitive data type. String is not a primitive data type. It's a data type, but it's not a primitive data type. Okay, it's a class. It's a predefined class. String is not a primitive data type. Right, correct. So what are the primitive data types we have? Everyone type in the chat box the list of primitive data types we have. Everyone try to type the different primitive data types we have in Java. What are the list of primitive data types we have in Java? Everyone type in the chat box. Byte, short, int, long, float, double, char, boolean. Byte, short, int, long, float, double, char, boolean. Everyone type in the chat box. Okay, byte, short, int, long, double, float, double, char, boolean. Correct. Okay. Yes. Great. By typing, you will remember much. Okay. If you are new to Java, you can type it and remember. The below are the different type of primitive data types we have in Java. That is byte, short, int, long, double, float, char, boolean, guys. Okay. So out of all these different primitive data types we have in Java, the important ones are int, double, char, and boolean. Total 8 are there. But in that, what are the things that we use in Selenium automation? What are the primitive data types that we generally use in Selenium automation? Int, double, char, boolean. Only 4 you have to learn. You don't have to learn everything, guys. Okay. All the data types you don't have to learn. For Selenium automation, you don't have to learn all the data types. When we go in depth as part of R&D sessions in the upcoming days, right? I'll cover data types in depth for you. But for now, let's understand the Java concepts according to our Selenium concepts. Okay. So here, out of the 4 data types, int, double, char, boolean, we have to remember. Remaining, you don't have to worry much. You generally don't use also. So here I'll demonstrate the different data types we have. I'll demonstrate different data types, but ultimately we have to focus on only 4 primitive data types. That is int, double, char, and boolean, guys. Okay, if you remember that 4, that will be enough. Different primitive data types demo. Okay, with main method I'll create only 4 primitive data types I'm going to cover, guys. I don't want to cover the remaining things because we are strictly following the 50 days program. Okay, if you want to achieve that 50 days target, only the important things that are required should be covered to you. So here I'll cover int. If you want to store some integer values, int a is equal to 999. You see, you can store int. Int is a common primitive data type that we use for storing the integer numbers. Similarly, you store double. Double b is equal to, okay, 5.123. It's a decimal value. If you want to store some decimal values, you have to use a variable which is declared with double data type. Okay, for integer values, non-decimal integer values, you have to declare the variable with in data type. For storing the decimal values into the variable, you have to declare that variable with double data type. And the next one is char. C is equal to some character literal. If you want to store some character literal into the variables, you have to declare that variable with which data type? Char data type. And finally, int double char and Boolean is the other one, guys. Okay, that you have to remember. Boolean is equal to, you can write true or false. Only two values are possible, guys, either true or false. Okay, only true or false are possible here. I'll just, you see, I created 4 variables A, B, C, D. A is declared with which data type? Tell me, guys, A is declared with which data type? The variable A is declared with in data type. And this is what literal? This is which type of literal? Integer literal. This is called as integer literal. Okay, this 999 is nothing but the integer literal or integer data. Integer data can be stored into the variable which is declared with in data type. What about this one? Variable B is declared with which data type? Variable B is declared with which data type? Double data type. Double data type. D should be in lowercase, guys. D should be in lowercase. Don't type in uppercase. D should be in lowercase. Okay, everyone type D in the lowercase only. Okay, double data type. Okay, double data type. And into this variable which is declared with double data type, you can store decimal values. Decimal values. You can store decimal values. Okay, and into the variable which is declared here, C is declared with which data type? C is declared with which data type? Char data type. Okay, which type of data you can, or data or literals you can store into the variable declared with char data type? Character literals. Character literals or character data, you can say. Character literals or character data, you can say. And here D is declared with which data type? D is declared with which data type? Boolean data type. Into the variable which is declared with Boolean data type, which type of literals can be stored? Boolean literals can be stored. Boolean literals, either true or false. Only two options, true or false. Okay. You see, the true and false are the keywords actually in Java keywords. That's why they are coming in. All the data types also keywords. You see, int is a keyword, double is a keyword. Did you identify that? Similar to package, public, class, public, static, void. Here int, double, char, boolean, and true or true false. All are the keywords in Java. Java will recognize all these keywords. Java will recognize all these keywords, guys. Everyone clear so far? I'll print out these values. Print out the variables. If I say system.out.println A, what will be printed here? In the output, what will be printed here? I'm writing comments. 999 will be printed. System.out.println. If I print B, variable B, what will be printed? What type of value that is stored into the variable B? Decimal value. Decimal literal 5.123 will be printed in the output. Okay. Then if I print it out, system.out.println C, what will be printed in the output? The character literal S will be printed. System.out.println. If I print D means the Boolean literal false will be printed in the output. Okay, run the code and see what is getting printed in the output. I have declared the variables with different data types. You see, whatever I thought has been printed in the output. No error will come. No error will come. It's correct only. There's no error. Okay. There's no tricky thing here. So when you print the variable A, 999 will come. When you print the variable B, the decimal value will come. When you print the variable C, the character literal S will be printed. Okay. When you print the variable D, the value that is stored in the variable D, that is Boolean value or Boolean literal will be printed. No errors. Okay. Not like that. That's not correct, Pradeep. Okay. Int value, int range is very big. These are common data types I'm covering. Okay. This is common data types. Integer range is very big. It's not minus 256 to 255. It's not like that. Okay. So if you want to know what is the size of these variables and all, you can Google search here. You'll get all the size. Okay. I'm not covering that, but if you still want to know size of different primitive primitive data types in Java. Okay, if you want to know the different sizes, you can see here. We'll get the list of the sizes here, the different sizes list. So byte primitive data type is 1 byte, that is 8 bits. Short is 2 bytes, double the size of short is double the size of byte. Int is double the size of short, that is 2 to the 4 times. Long is double the size of int, but 4 is enough. The size 4 is enough for storing the integer values. You can store byte, short, int, long, star. All these 4 primitive data types you can use for storing the integer values, but int will be more than enough for us. Okay. Coming to the float and double, they will store the decimal values. You can use either float or double to store the decimal values, but float is of 4 bytes, whereas double is double the size of float. Okay. To store the decimal values, the best one is for double. We generally use double here. To store the integer values, you can use byte, short, int, long. In that, int is something that we'll prefer. Okay. Then we have char, which is of 2 bytes, and Boolean, only 1 bit. It's not bytes, guys, it's in bit. Here they mention bytes, but it is in bit only, 1 bit. Okay. You see, byte is 8 bits, char is 16 bits, short, int, like that, many things are there. Okay. So different sizes are there. So how to define how much range of data I can store into the int primitive data type or something like that? How to define that? Here 4 bytes. 4 bytes means how many bits? 8 for the 32 bits. How many bits, guys? 32 bits. If you are talking about byte, guys, okay? Here 999 can be stored into the variable. If I say byte here, whatever you said is correct. Because this much size is not allowed into the byte, because byte is of how much size? Byte is of how much size? 1 byte size. That is equal to 8 bits. There is a formula here, guys. Okay, if you want to know that, I'll just explain you the formula. 8 bits means what is the range will come, you see. Okay, it's byte A is equal to 999 is not possible. Why? This is not possible. Why? Because the size of the byte is 1 byte, which is equal to 8 bits. So there is a formula like this: minus 2 power the number of bits minus 1 to 2 power number of bits minus 1 again minus 1. I have to say, I'll let you know the reason why minus 1 is coming again here, but for now you try to understand this. Minus 2 power, don't worry about minus 2 power 8 minus 1 is how much? 2 power 8 minus 1 is how much? 2 power 7, right? 2 power 8 minus 1 is how much, guys? 2 power 8 minus 1 is how much? 2 power 8 minus 1 is how much? 2 power 7. 2 power 7 means how much? 2 power 7 means how much? 2 multiplied by 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. 7 times you have to multiply. Okay, 2 to the 4. 4 to the 8. 8 to the 16. 16 to the 32. 32 to the 64. 64 to the 128. That means minus 128. 2 power 8 minus 1 is again 2 power 7, that is 128. Here minus 1, extra minus 1 is there. Okay, minus 1, that will become 127. That is the range. Why here negative value is minus 128? Why positive value is 127? Because there is one value like 0 here. 0 to 127 will become 128 numbers. Minus 1 to minus 128 will become minus 128 numbers. Okay, that is the reason minus 1 we have to do here. Understood, guys? For byte is 1 byte means 8 bits. This is the size. So if I go with short, it is 2 bytes, which is equal to 16 bits. You have to calculate this to get the range of the short. Okay, range of values. Okay, if I write like this, I'll get the range of values also, guys. Just see here. Into the byte, which is of 1 byte, 8 bits, minus 128 to 127 we can store. Into the short data type, minus 32768 to 32767 we have to store. You see, this much big number you can store into short. Into the int, how much big number? Is 999 not allowed? Now tell me, is the 999 not allowed into the int data type? Allowed or not? This much big range is there. It will be allowed. Okay, this will be allowed. Long will be even more bigger. For scientist kind of people, they will use long, guys. Okay. Do the general programmers will use long? Do the general programmers will use long? This much of range is required in real time to store the number. This much of big numbers we use in real time to store the values? No. Either we don't want to compromise this size also. So general, that's the reason, guys, because of this optimal size of this int data type, right? The type of range of values we can store, right? That's why we go with the int primitive data type. Okay. Out of all these 4 data types to store the integer values or whatever it is, we'll use integer. Okay. Numerical values, non-decimal numerical values, we generally use int primitive data type. Now understood, guys? Clear? And coming to the float, it is 4 bytes. Double is 8 bytes. 4 8 is 32. 8 8 is 64 bits, like that. Okay. Char is 2 bytes. 2 bytes means 2 8 is 16 bits. Okay. Boolean is 1 bit, guys. It's not byte. It's bit means only true or false. In this 0 or 1 only can be there. In the 1 bit means 0 or 1 can be there. 0 means false. 1 means true, like that. Okay. 1 bit. It's not byte also. Everyone clear with the sizes of the different data types? Primitive data types in Java is clear for you? And out of this, why I'm saying that only why we have to use int, why we have to use double. These are optimal sizes that we can use. Okay. So if you use double, you don't have to learn about float. If you know int, you don't have to worry about byte short long. Okay. That is not really required. Long is for scientific people. Byte short, we are compromising somewhere in the size. So we'll generally go with the, okay. Generally go with the int data type. Okay. Coming to the double, we can store decimal values for char, character literals, Boolean. We need to use data types to maximize memory space. Manjeev is saying. Yes, correct. If you want to, more memory space is required. Okay. More bigger range of data you want to store. Then we have to appropriately select the different data types. But in real time, as part of Selenium automation, these 4 data types are enough. You don't have to dig deep into that memory concepts and all. But just at a high level, understand that for storing the numerical values, we store non-decimal numerical values, we store which data type? If you in the Java programs that are required for Selenium automation to store the non-numerical, non-decimal numerical values, non-decimal numerical values, which data type is enough? We generally choose int. To store the decimal values, out of all these primitive data types, we have to declare the variable with which data type to store the decimal values. Double. Float also we can use, but double is really enough. Okay. We generally go with double because float, right, you have to write some literal and all those stuff. I'll explain that later. For storing the character literals, we have to use char data type, and storing the Boolean values, we'll use Boolean data type. Okay, fine. And I told you already, string is not a primitive data type in Java. It's a data type, but it's not a primitive data type in Java. Instead, it is a predefined class in Java. What is string, guys? String is a predefined class in Java. Everyone type in the chat box. String is a primitive data type. String is a predefined class in Java. String is a predefined class. Everyone type in the chat box. String is a predefined class. I'll explain about the classes concept later. Okay. You can also call the classes as data types. You can use classes also as data type, but they are not primitive data types. Here I have to write primitive. String is not a primitive data type. I have to write. I mentioned data type. It's the older notes. Okay. String is a data type, but it's not a primitive data type. String is a predefined class in Java. Okay. Fine. These are all about the data types, guys. Okay. I covered about the variables. I covered about the data types. Data types will declare the variables. And when you declare the variables, right? Okay, when you declare the variables, so when you declare some variables with data types, only such kind of values can be stored into the variables. Okay. Then other thing is operators, guys. Next concept is operators, guys. Next concept is operators. Next concept is operators. Okay. What is the next concept? Everyone type in the chat box operators. Everyone type operators in the chat box. Operators. Everyone type operators in the chat box. Operators. What are operators I'm going to cover? The next concept is operators. Operators. What are operators? Operators are nothing but symbols. They are nothing but what? Symbols in Java programming. In Java programs, what are operators? They are just symbols, guys. Everyone type in the chat box. Operators is equal to symbols. Operators are nothing but symbols. Operators are nothing but symbols. Okay. There are different type of operators. You see, plus is one operator, minus is one operator, is equal to is one operator, asterisk is one operator, forward slash is one operator, modulus is one operator, like that. Plus is one operator, minus is one operator. Okay. Question mark colon is one operator. Okay. ampersand is one operator. Pipe symbols. Okay, pipe is one operator. Negation is one operator. Like that, many types of operators are there. Here we have different type of operators here. Less than operator, greater than operator, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. Okay, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. Okay, double equal to. Many operators are there, guys. Okay, many operators are there in Java, and then not equal to is there, not equal to is there, not operator is there. Many types of operators are there in Java. Okay, so there are different type of operators. If you see all these operators, does they look like symbols? Does they look like some symbols, guys? Does they look like some symbols? Yes or no? Yes. So operators are nothing but symbols, guys. Operators are nothing but symbols. So if I take one example of this addition operator, that is plus operator, if I say 5 plus 3, here where is the operator? Where is the operator, guys? In this statement, where is the operator? Here plus is the operator. Here plus symbol is the operator. Plus symbol is nothing. Operator is nothing but a symbol. Okay. And here, what are these 5 and 3 then? If this is an operator, what are 5 and 3 called as? If this is an operator, then what are 5 and 3 called as? Operands. Operands. Terminology, you have to remember the terminology. Operands. Okay, this one operand, this another operand. Okay, surrounding the operators, we can have one or multiple operands. Okay, one or many operands can be there, guys. Okay, there are some operators where you have only one operand. This plus symbol, right? You have multiple operands. Okay, operands are the kind of data where the operation is being performed on. Okay, plus symbol is performing which type of operation on this operands? 5 plus 5 and 3. Addition operation. Addition operation it's performing, right? Addition operation it is performed. 5 plus 3, mathematics everyone knows, right? 5 plus 3 is 8. Okay. So here plus is an operator, 5 and 3 are operands. Using the plus operator, we are performing addition operation on this 5 and 3 operands. Okay. Using this plus operator, we are performing addition operation on 5 and 3 operands. 5 and 3 operands. Okay. Like this, many operators are there in Java, guys. Like this, many operators are there in Java. Operators are just symbols used to perform operations on the provided operands or provided data. Okay. Operators are nothing but symbols used to perform operations on the provided data or operands. Now let me write the correct explanation about what is an operator. Okay. Operators are nothing but symbols, used for performing operations on given data or operands. Okay. Whatever the terminology you want to use, you can say that. Okay. Operators are nothing but symbols. Operators are nothing but symbols that can be used for performing operations on the given data or surrounded operands. Okay. Those are called as operators. So I'll demonstrate the operators at a high level for you. So this diagram has all the different type of operators, guys. This diagram, I'll share the notes with you. Don't worry. In the WhatsApp group, I'll share the notes with you. Don't worry. Okay. The below are the different type of operators we have in Java. The below are the different type of operators we have in Java. I have categorized operators into different categories like arithmetic operators, relational operators, logical operators, assignment operators, and other operators. And there are other operators also. Apart from whatever I mentioned here, there are bitwise operator, like that many type of operators are there, guys, but I am not covering them. Okay. I'm not covering all the type of operators. Whatever the operators that are important for Selenium automation, only I'm covering. So in this diagram, what are the different category of operators are there? Everyone type in the chat box. Arithmetic operators. First category is what? Arithmetic operators. Everyone type in the chat box. Arithmetic operators. Everyone type in the chat box arithmetic operators. The first category of operators is arithmetic operators. Okay. First category of operators that I'm going to demonstrate now is arithmetic operators. Let me do the work now. Okay. Let me explain about the operators. Okay. I'll not go in depth, guys. Okay. Whatever that is required, I'll cover here. Okay. If anything depth is required, right, we'll see that later. Here I'll change it to int, guys. Otherwise, it will not, it will give the error. Okay. You understood why it's giving you the error. Okay, let me close this stuff. And here, let me create a new package. I'll just name this package as operators. I'll just name this package as operators. Operators pack. Operators pack. And in this operators pack, I'll create a new class. I'll say arithmetic operators. I'll say arithmetic operators, arithmetic operators. demo with main method I'll create. You don't have to remember the code for main method. I told you right yesterday. Just you have to blindly follow this code, okay? Inside this main method, I'm going to write some code, guys. That is system.out.println, or I'll write the code like this, okay? Int a is equal to 5, comma b is equal to 4. If I want to declare two variables, I can declare like this, okay? If only one variable is there, I have to explain few more things, guys, okay? I have to explain few more things. Before that, I'll go to the variables pack. Before coming to this, right, I'll create one more thing. Declaring and initializing variables. Declaring and initializing variables, I have to say. Declaring and initializing the variables, guys. Okay, what is declaring and initializing the variables is called as, I'll tell you, int a is equal to 5. Int a is equal to 5. Okay, here in the single statement, we are declaring variable a with which data type? Int data type, and initializing the value of the variable a with 5 value. Initializing also in the same line, okay? This particular statement has both two items, that is declaration and initialization. There are two sections in this particular statement, guys. Declaration and initialization. What is declaration means? This is what is called as declaration. What is initialization means? This is called as initialization. For the first time, if you are storing the value into the variable, that is called as initialization. What is declaration? If you are declaring the variable, that is called as declaration. The single statement, we have declaration and initialization. What if I write something like this? Is that correct? Int b is only declaration. Is only declaration. Is only declaration. If I say b is equal to 10 here, this is called, for the first time, you are assigning a value into the variable b, which is in the previous statement declared with the int data type. This is called as initialization. Initialization. Both are fine, guys. We can, okay? Both are fine, guys. Initialization, okay? Both are fine. This part is called as declaration. Declaration statement. You can call this as declaration statement. And this part you can call first, for the first time, if you are assigning some value to the variable, that is called as initialization statement. Okay? Clear, everyone? Clear, everyone? What is declaration? What is initialization is clear. Int a here, int b, or whatever it is, declaration, and this b is called, in a single statement also I can write. I can also do something like this, okay? I'll create with the, different varieties. Int a is equal to 5. Int c is equal to 15. Int d is equal to 20. Okay, int d is equal to 20. You see, this c is declared with which data type? Int data type. D is declared with which data type? Int data type. Here both the variables are declared with the same data type. So do we have to write the separate statements here? Do you have to write the separate statements here? Not required. You can write like this, okay? Int e is equal to 25, comma f is equal to 30. You can write, or int g comma h you can write. Then later you can say g is equal to 35, h is equal to 40. You can write like this. These are the multiple varieties, guys. You can do that. Okay. Here in a single statement, only one variable you are declaring and initializing the value to that particular variable, declaration and initialization, or you can declare separately and initialize separately. Or if there are two variables of the same data type, it's not required to write like this. You can write like this. Int e is equal to 25, comma f is equal to 30. You can keep on creating any number of variables, because if they are of same data type, you don't have to worry. If they are of different data types, you cannot do this kind of stuff. If the e and f are of same data type, they can, you don't have to type int every time, okay? Int e is equal to 25, f is equal to 30. Here int g comma h. You see, g is equal to 35, h is equal to, for example, if int I is equal to 45, double j is equal to 4.32. Now can I declare in a single statement? Can I declare this I and j in a single statement? Is that possible? Can I declare I and j in a single statement? Is that possible? If I is of which one data type and j is of another data type, is it possible? If they are of same data type, e and f are same data type, I can declare with the same, in the same statement I can do that, okay? It's not compulsory to initialize also. Here you see int gh are not initialized. Later we can initialize whenever we need, okay? Different data types you cannot write in a single statement, guys. That's what you have to understand, okay? Declaring and initializing the variables. There's few more things, guys. There are few more things, okay? Int k is equal to 12, k is equal to 13, k is equal to 14, k is equal to 15, k is equal to 16, system.out.println k. If I say, what will be printed? Tell me, guys. What will be printed if I print like this? If I print like this, what will be printed? 12 or 13 or 14 or 15 or 16?
16.
16 will be printed. You see here 12 is the initialization. Okay. K is equal to 12 is nothing but initialization. Initialization. Can you say K is equal to 13 also as initialization? We generally call that as reinitialization or updation. Anything you can call. Okay, here initialization, for the first time, if you are assigning some value to the variable, that is called as initialization. But from second time onwards, you are assigning the value is called as reinitialization or updation, where the original value will be replaced by with this value. Original value will be k will not be pointing to this. The name given to the reserved memory location where 12 is not being referred. K will refer to the another memory location where 13 is stored. Once you say k is equal to 14, k will not refer to 12 or 13. It will refer to the memory location where 14 is stored. When you say k is equal to 15, k will refer to the memory location where 15 is stored. K will refer to the memory location where 16 is stored. Okay. So this can be called as reinitialization or updation. Okay. All the statements are reinitialization or updation, guys. And the final updated value, reinitialized or updated value will be printed. Okay. If you print the value of the variable k, if you print, you see 16 will get printed. 12 will not be printed. 12 got updated by 13, 13 got updated by 14, 14 got updated by 15, 15 got updated by 16. Latest updated value will be printed. Okay. These are few basics, guys. These are few basics, and few more basics are also there if you want. Int a is equal to int a comma b comma c comma d comma e. Like this I have stored. Now if I say a is equal to b is equal to c is equal to d is equal to e is equal to 5. Okay, here I'll say a1, b1, c1, d1, e1. Let's say a1 is equal to b1 is equal to c1 is equal to d1 is equal to, these variables I already used, right? So I cannot declare again. Okay, a1, b1, c1, d1, e1 is equal to 5. If I print system.out.println a1, what will be printed, guys? What will be printed if I print a1 variable? What will be printed if I print a1 variable? Tell me. 5 will be printed, right? If I say system.out.println, if I print b1, what will be printed? Again 5 will be printed. System.out.println c1, if I say, what will be printed? Again 5 will be printed. System.out.println, if I say d1, what will be printed? Again 5 will be printed. System.out.println, if I say e1, what will be printed? Again 5 will be printed. Okay, again 5 will be printed. So like that also you can initialize the variables. Okay, you see, I've initialized all the variables at a go. At a go, I initialize the variables. These are multiple ways, guys. Okay, now already this variable a is already created, guys. Can I again say int a is equal to 10? Can I say int a is equal to 10? Can I say already the variable is declared here? Can I use a variable again in the same program? Can I use the variable a again? No. Duplicate variable. This is called as duplicate variable. Only one name is allowed for a variable inside the method. Okay. So this is not possible. This is not possible. Okay. Duplicate variable. We can say that as duplicate variable, guys. Okay. It's a duplicate variable. Cannot create duplicate variables, guys. Okay. And one more thing. One more thing is, I'll say system.out.println. I'll say yum. I'll print yum. Okay. And here I'll say int yum is equal to 65. Is that okay? Is that okay? First I printed the value of yum, then I declared the variable and assigned the value. Is it possible to print the value of yum before I declare the variable and assign the value? Is that possible? Not possible. This is not possible. Error is coming. You see, yum cannot be resolved to a variable. You have to write this line after this one. This is not possible. This is not possible. You'll get compiler error if you try to use the variable before declaring that in the programs. After declaring only, you have to use a variable. After declaring only, you have to use a variable. Got it? After declaring only, you have to use a lot of basics I am covering, guys. Okay. This one has declaration and initialization. Okay. Duplicate variable cannot be created. You can separate the declaration statement and initialization statement. For the first time, if you are assigning, this is called as initialization. And if you have two variables with the same data type, okay, instead of writing like this, you can write like this. Int e is equal to 25, f is equal to 30, like that you can write. Because both the variables are declared with the same data type. So again, it's not compulsory that when you are declaring the variables of multiple variables in a single statement, right? It's not compulsory to initialize. Later you can initialize the values, okay? For that flexibility is there. If the variables are of declared with the different data types, I is with int and double with j, can I say int ij? It's not possible, okay? They should be of same data type. And then here, this is called as initialize. For the first time, if you are assigning the data to the variable, that is called as initialization. From second time onwards, you are updating the value is called as reinitialization or updation. And the latest updated value will be printed when you print the value of variable k or whatever the variable. And here, multiple variables can be declared like this, separated by comma. Here a1, b1, c1, d1, e1. And all these variables at a time you are initializing. This is also possible. And you can print that you got the values. And here, before declaring the variables and initializing the variables, you cannot print the variables values. Okay, you cannot print the variables before this. You see, print statement should come after. Okay, if you are accessing the variable, you have to do this after declaring and initializing only. Okay, let's say if I say int n and say system.out.println n, will it work? No. Again, the same problem. Here you have only declared, but you have not initialized it. You have to initialize it. It will ask you to initialize. This is not possible. Local variable n may not have been initialized. Okay. So this is not possible because of initialization. We have not initialized any value to the variable n, so you cannot print it out. So everyone clear with this declaring and initializing variables part is clear for everyone? Everyone clear with this declaring and initializing the variables now? At a high level, at least. At a high level, it is clear, that's fine. At a high level, if you are able to understand, that's fine, guys. Okay, multiple ways are there, guys. You don't have to get confused, but I am okay. If you understand at a high level, it's also fine. Okay, if you understand at a high level, also fine. No need to worry. Save this. Now let's go to the arithmetic operators. Here under the operators, we have arithmetic operators, guys. Under operators, we have arithmetic operators. Here now you can understand. Is this statement possible? Can I write the statement like this? Int a is equal to 5, comma b is equal to 4. Can I write like this? Is that okay? Yes or no? Yes, right? That's why I gave you that much of explanation. Okay, to make you guys understand this particular statement only, I gave you that explanation. Here A is declared with int data type, B is also declared with int data type. A is initialized with the value 5 and B is got initialized with the value 4. Into the variable A, 5 is stored. Into the variable B, 4 is stored. Instead of writing like this, instead of writing int A is equal to 5, int B is equal to 10 or 4. Okay. Instead of writing like this, since the two variables are of the same data type, what I have done? Int A is equal to 5, comma, B is equal to 4. Like that I have written. That is a shortcut. Okay, that is a shortcut. Or I can write like this. Int A comma B, int A comma B, A is equal to 5, B is equal to 4. Okay, B is equal to 4. Like this I can write. This is also okay. But many statements are coming here. Many statements are coming. Okay, that's the reason I will write int A is equal to 5, comma, B is equal to 4, which is a single line I can complete the code. Single line I can complete the code. Don't have to write the code much. Okay. Now coming to the arithmetic operators, system.out.println. If I say A plus B, what will be the output, guys? Tell me. A plus B, what will be the output? A is having the value 5 and B is having the value 4. What will be the output? 9 is the output. Right. 5 plus 4. 5 plus 4 is what? 9. Now system.out.println A minus B. A minus B. Tell me what will be the output? 5 minus 4. What is the output? 5 minus 4 is 1. 1 will be the output. System.out.println A multiplied by B. Multiplication operator is what? Asterisk symbol. For multiplication, what is the symbol, guys? In Java, for multiplication, what is the symbol? Asterisk symbol. Asterisk. Star kind of symbol. Asterisk symbol. Everyone type the asterisk symbol in the chat box. In mathematics, we have X kind of symbol. But in Java, we have asterisk symbol. Okay. For multiplication in Java programs, you have to use asterisk symbol. A multiplied by B. What is the output? 5 4s are 20. System.out.println A divided by B. How many times 4 can divide this 5? How many times 4 can divide 5? 4 1s are 4. Only one time. So 1 is the output. 4 can divide this value 5 by only one time. So division is 1. System.out.println A modulus B. So after dividing this, the value of A with the variable value of the variable B, what is the remainder that is coming? What will be the remainder, guys? 4 ones are 4. 5 minus 4. What is the remainder? 1. If you know the mathematics, it's very simple, guys. Okay, that's it. If I give 3 here, for example, if I give 2 here, otherwise, okay. 5 plus 2, 7 will come. 5 minus 2, 3 will come. 5 to the 10 will come here. 5 to the 10 will come. 5 divided by 2. How many times? You can divide this 5 with 2. 2 to the 4, 2 times. After dividing this 5 with 2, what is the remainder that will come? 2 to the 4. 5 minus 4 is what? 1 is the remainder. Everyone clear where this arithmetic operators is clear for you? This part of arithmetic operators is clear for everyone. Type C in the chat box if it is clear. Type C in the chat box if it is clear. Very basic arithmetic operators, guys. Okay, we have many arithmetic operators: plus, minus, multiplication, division, modulus, plus, and minus. These are the different arithmetic operators we have. Okay, 2 are left out here. 2 arithmetic operators are left out, that is plus and minus got left out. Okay, plus and minus got left out. Okay, plus and minus got left out, which are increment operator and decrement. Okay, plus is an addition operator, minus is a subtraction operator, asterisk is a multiplication operator, forward slash is a division operator, modulus is a modulus, or percentile is a modulus operator, plus is an increment operator, minus is called as decrement operator. These are the different type of arithmetic operators. Remainder will not be stored anywhere. Remainder will be printed. Kalyani, remainder will not be stored anywhere. The result of this remainder will be printed by the println statement. We are not storing anywhere into a variable. You can store the, as you said, you can store the result also. You can store the result, but we are not doing that. Okay. Directly we are printing that out. Okay. We are focusing only on the operators now. Okay. In the coming sessions, you will see we can store this value into another variable and print it out. Okay. If you want. Okay. Here we are not storing the value of this particular result anywhere. Directly we are using the print statement. We are printing the result. Okay. Here, what is how the operators are working is something you see here. Okay, that's enough. Fine.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Thank
No
you.
problem. Okay, no problem. And here, if I write something like this, int c is equal to 6, d is equal to some 9. If I write like this, okay, few more variables I'm creating, int c and d. Now here I write system.out.println C++. This is called as increment operator. Okay, increment operator. Everyone type in the chat box. This plus is called as increment operator. What is this plus called as? Plus is nothing but increment operator. It comes into the arithmetic operators category, but it is an increment operator. Plus is an increment operator. So the purpose of the increment operator is to increase the value of the variable by 1. What is the current value of C? What is the current value of C, guys? 6. When I use increment operator, what should the value of C will become? 7, right? It should become 7. Should become 7. C plus 1 is 6. C plus 1, that is 6 plus 1 is how much? 6 plus 1 is how much? 7. So 7 should be printed, right? But here, will 7 will be printed? If I run this print statement, will the 7 will be printed? No, only 6 will be printed. Here 7 will not be printed, guys. Rather 6 will be printed. What is the reason? I'll tell you. Here 7 will not be printed. It's called as post increment operator. This increment operator is called as what? Tell me, guys, what is this plus called as? After the variable is coming or before the variable is coming? In the print statement, this plus is coming after the variable or before the variable? After the variable. That's why it's called as post increment operator. Variable plus is nothing but post increment operator. If I put this plus symbol here, if I put this plus symbol here, then here 7 will be printed. As you thought, 7 will be printed here if I put plus here before the variable. Okay. Now I'll remove this and I'll ask you the question. If I say system.out.println C, what will be printed? System.out.println C, what will be printed here? 6 will be printed, correct. System.out.println. If I write C++, what will be printed here? What will be printed here? first the value of C. What is the value that is stored in the variable C? What is the value that is stored in the variable C? 6. 6 will be printed first, and then the value of C will be incremented by 1. It doesn't mean that it will not be incremented. It will be incremented after printing. After this statement, if I write system.out.println, system.out.println C, what will be printed here? Tell me. Here, what will be printed, guys? What will be printed here? Yes, 7 will be printed here. So what's happening, you try to understand. System.out.println C, 6 is there. When I say C++, first it will print the value of C. The current value of C is what? 6. 6 will be printed. After that, the value of C will be incremented by 1. By the time it reaches the next statement, the value of C is not 6 anymore. It's 7. So here C means 7 will be printed. Got it? Everyone clear? Everyone clear how this post increment operator is working is clear for you? Yeah. Now you have to answer me this question. System.out.println D. What will be the output? What will be the output? 9. If I say system.out.println D++, what will be the output? Yes, 9. Correct. System.out.println D, if I say, what will be the output here? Yes, correct, guys. 10. Okay. Now you understood the concept very well. That confirms that. Okay. Now I'll take one more example. Int E is equal to 3. F is equal to some 7. Okay. E is equal to 3. F is equal to 7. I'll write. Now if I write system.out.println E, what will be printed? 3 will be printed. If I say system.out.println plus E, this is called as pre-increment operator. Here 4, first it will add the value of E by 1. It will increment the value of E, that is 3 by 1. So 4 will come. Okay, then it will print. First increment will be done, then printed. Earlier printed, after that incrementation happened. Okay, but here all the value of E will be incremented by 1, then it will be printed. Okay, that's the difference. System.out.println E, if I say, what will be printed? Tell me. Again 4 only. Already incremented, right? So it will not increment again. Now here, I'll ask the question again. System.out.println F, what will be printed? System.out.println F, what will be printed? Yes, 7 will be printed. System.out.println plus F, what will be printed? 8 will be printed. System.out.println F, what will be printed? 8 will be printed. Correct. Now I'm going to test your logical skills now. Okay, just attentively focus. G is equal to some 4, H is equal to some 8. Okay. Now system.out.println G, what will be printed? 4 will be printed. Correct. System.out.println G minus post decrement operator, what will be printed? Yes, 4 will be printed. Then it will be decremented. After printing only, it will be decremented. Okay. Now, by the time it reaches the next statement, the value of G will be what? The value of G will be what? 3. It will be decremented in the next statement. Okay. Now, the same thing I'll repeat here. System.out.println H, what will be printed? 8 will be printed. System.out.println H minus, what will be printed? Again, 8 will be printed. System.out.println H, what will be printed here? Yes, 7 will be printed. You are doing good. Great. Now, I is equal to some 2, J is equal to, let's say, some 5. Okay, like this I'll take. Now, system.out.println I, what will be printed? 2 will be printed, right? 2 will be printed. System.out.println minus I, what will be printed? 1 will be printed. First it will decrement, then it will print. Now system.out.println I, what will be printed? Again 1 will be printed. Correct. Okay. Now system.out.println J, what will be printed? 5 will be printed. System.out.println minus J, what will be printed? 4 will be printed. System.out.println J, what will be printed? 4 will be printed. Now, are you good, guys? Are you good with all these arithmetic operators? Is clear for everyone? All the arithmetic operators are clear for everyone? Just type C in the chat box if it is clear for you. Just type C in the chat box if you guys are clear with the arithmetic operators that I have explained so far for you. These are called as arithmetic operators, guys. Nothing more than that. Okay. These are arithmetic operators. Whatever I covered is the arithmetic operators. Okay, let's not dig deep. This much is more than enough. Okay, you are getting started with Java. You don't have to become masters in the first day itself. Okay, or second day itself. Whatever I am covering is enough. Okay, at a high level, I am covering. Wherever I have to go to the details, I am covering that. If you don't understand few things, I already mentioning that. Okay, this is just for your knowledge purpose. I am saying that. Okay, you don't have to know all the stuff in advance. Okay, but at least this kind of things, if you're able to answer, means you're already doing great. Okay, if you're able to use these operators, means you're already doing great. Okay, fine. So here I can write something like this. Okay, so arithmetic variation. Okay, variation demo. Okay, don't worry what is the name I'm giving there, but just try to understand. Okay, someone was asking me the question, right? That's why I have to taken this. Int a is equal to 5, comma b is equal to 4. Okay, now I'll write int c is equal to a minus, here I'll say b is equal to 3, otherwise a minus b. Now int d is equal to a, int c is equal to a plus b. Int d is equal to a minus b. Int e is equal to a multiplied by b. Int f is equal to a divided by b. Int g is equal to a modulus b. Okay, int h is equal to a plus plus, int I is equal to plus plus a. Then int j is equal to, okay, int j is equal to b minus minus. Int k is equal to minus minus b. Now if I print system.out.println a, if I print system.out.println b, if I print system.out.println c, if I print all these variables, I'll keep printing as, I'll explain you, okay, what's happening here. We'll go step by step, don't worry, we'll go step by step. Okay, if you are able to solve this problem, you are very good. Okay. G H, okay, G H system.out.println I J K, up to K I have to print. System.out.println J, system.out.println K. Okay. First of all, I would like to print the value of the variable a, guys. What is the value? So you should not calculate this in the beginning. So start from C, guys. Okay. What is C? C is equal to a plus b. What is a plus b? Tell me, what is a plus b here? A plus b is how much? A plus b is 8. It's 8, correct. Then D is equal to a minus b. What is a minus b? 5 minus 3 is 2, correct. E is equal to a multiplied by b. 5 3 is a 15. Right, correct. Then F is equal to how much? F is equal to a divided by, how many times you can divide 5 by 3? 3 ones, only one time. Then coming to the G, which is a remainder, right? After dividing this 5 with 3, what is the remainder that you will get? 2. The 2 will come here. Coming to the H, now you have to be careful. A plus plus. H is equal to a plus plus. Current value of a is 5. It will be 5 or 6. Tell me. 5 or 6. H is equal to a plus plus. 5 or 6. It's post increment, guys. First, the value of a will be assigned to H, and then the value of a will be incremented by 1. So by the time the a value is getting assigned to H, the value of a is 5 only. So 5 will be the print. 5 is the answer. Got it? Here you should not get confused. Clear, everyone? First assigning will happen, then incrementation will happen. Okay? You have to remember that. Then I is equal to plus plus a. Here you have to remember, by the time a comes here, already the value of a got incremented by 6, and plus plus 6 means 7. I should become what? 7. I should become 7. Okay, I should become 7. Then j is equal to b minus minus. B minus minus is how much? J is equal to 3 only. J is equal to 3 only. When you are printing j, means 3 will be printed. K is nothing but, by the time b comes here, it got already decremented by 1, 2, and minus minus 2 will become what? minus minus 2 will become what? 1. Right? Now go for A and B. What is the current value of A and B if you remember? Do you remember, guys, what is the current value of A and B now? Whatever the value of I is nothing but the value of A, guys. Okay, what is the value of I? 7. I is 7. Finally, I became 7. And what is the value of B here? The final value of B is what? 1. So 1 is the value of B. Let's see whether we are correct or not. If you are able to solve this problem, you are doing very good. Okay. So small confusions will be there, but that's okay. Just see here whether you got the output in the same fashion. 7, 1, 8, 2, 15, 1, 2, 5, 7, 3, 1. Clear? Clear how to work with this program is clear for everyone? Guys, how to work on this program is clear for everyone? Is it clear how to perform the operation? Great. If you're able to solve this, you are very good in arithmetic operations already. Okay. This is arithmetic operations. Some variation I explained, okay, so that you can understand with some program. So fine, great. Then the next type of operator we have are relational operators, logical operators, assignment operators, and conditional operators we have. Okay. Could repeat for K only. What is the value of K you are asking me? If I have to repeat for K, I have to, yeah, K is, you see what's happening is J is equal to B minus minus. What is the value of B? 3. First value of 3 will go into J and after that decrement will happen. By the time B comes here, the value of B will become 2. And minus minus 2 will become what? Minus of 2 is nothing but minus 2 minus 1 is how much? 1, right? So that's what the 1 value is resultant. Clear now? Yogesh, is it clear or getting confused here?
Yes, clear.
Okay. Here, B will not get decremented by 1 in the same statement. By the time it comes to the next statement, it will be decremented. Okay. While it was getting assigned to J, right, the value of B is still 3 only. 3 is getting assigned to J. So when you print J, right, 3 got printed. But the B got decremented later. It's the post decrement operation. By the time it comes to this statement, the value of B will become how much? 3 minus 1, that is 2. Now again, the current value of B in the statement is 2. Minus minus 2 will become how much? Decrement the value of 2 by 1. Is a pre-decrement. Pre-decrement. First it will decrement the value of 2 by 1. So minus, that is 2 minus 1, 1 will be assigned to K and 1 will come here. Clear now? Same thing will A plus plus also here. First the value of A is how much? 5. 5 got assigned to H. But the value of A got incremented by the time it reaches the next statement. So value of A has become 6 here. Has become 6 here. So A is 6. Plus A means the value of A should be incremented by 1. 6 should be incremented by 1. So A will become 7. 7 will be assigned to I. That's why 7 got assigned here. Got it clear now? Okay. I know this is kind of tricky. This part is tricky. You have to practice. You have to understand well. Okay. So post decrement, post increment, pre-increment, post decrement, and pre-decrement. Okay. If you understand how they are working, then only you'll be able to get the answers. And at the end of this thing, the value of A and B will not be decided here. After all these operations, the value of A and B will be decided because the value of A by the time it reaches has become 7. The value of B by the time it reaches this statement has become 1. So 7 got assigned printed when you print A and 1 got printed when you print B. Okay. So it's not answer A is equal to 5, B is equal to 3 immediately. Okay. After all these operations are done, the updated values of A and B are there that you have to provide. Okay. So everyone clear now? Type C in the chat box if you guys are clear so far. If you guys are clear so far, type C in the chat box. Great. Now coming to the next operations, that is relational operators. Okay. Next type of operators we have are the relational operators. Very easy operators, guys. There's nothing much there in this relational operators. I'll tell you how to use them. Okay. These are relational operators. Next operators are relational operators. Right click here, create a new class and say relational operators demo. Okay. With main method I'll create. These are relational operators, guys, for comparing the values. Okay. Int A is equal to 5, comma B is equal to 4, comma C is equal to 5, comma D is equal to 3, comma E is equal to some 7, comma F is equal, I think this is fine. I think so. Let's see if it is required. We'll do that. Okay. Some variables I created, guys. A, B, C, D, E. Okay. Now, if I write something like this, system.out.println A greater than B. True or false? A greater than B is true or false? Here, greater than symbol is the relational operator. Here you are comparing the value of A with B, guys. The value of A is 5. 5 is greater than 4. 5 is greater than 4. True or false? The output of this relational operator is what? The output of the relational operator is a Boolean value. It is a what type of value will come as a result of this relational operator? Everyone type in the chat box which type of value you will get. Boolean value. You will get Boolean value as output. Either true or false should come. Okay. Boolean value either true or false should come based on the condition. This will become a condition. Using relational operators, we can create a condition A greater than B. 5 greater than 4. True, correct only. So true will come. System.out.println. Okay. A greater than C. Tell me guys, true or false? 5 greater than 5. True or false? False. 5 is equal to 5 but not greater than. System.out.println. A greater than E. Tell me guys, A greater than E. A greater than E. True or false? 5 greater than 7. False. Okay. Now system.out.println. A less than B. A less than B. 5 less than 4. True or false? False. Okay. Based on the output condition, you have to say either true or false. That's it. A less than C. A less than C. 5 less than 5. True or false? 5 less than 5. True or false? False. Correct. System.out.println. A less than E. 5 less than 7. 5 less than 7. True or false? True. Correct. True, guys. Okay. 5 is less than 7. So true. System.out.println. A is greater than or equal to B. 5 is either greater than or equal to 4. Either it should be greater than or should be equal. Any of the things should get satisfied. Here, 5 is greater than 4 is getting satisfied. It may not be equal, but it's greater than. So true. System.out.println. A greater than or equal to C. Tell me guys. 5 greater than or equal to 5. True or false? Yeah, here. Yes. Here greater than I would write. Correct. You are right. A greater than E. Okay. Then it will be false. A greater than or equal to C. A greater than or equal to C. A is either greater than or should be equal to C. That's true. One of the condition is matching, so it's true. System.out.println. A greater than or equal to E. 5 should be either greater than 7 or should be equal to 7. Any of these conditions are matching? No, right? False. False. Now, system.out.println. A less than or equal to B. A less than or equal to B. A less than or equal to B. True or false? 5 less than 4, not correct. 5 equal to 4, not correct. So false. System.out.println. A less than or equal to C. Less than or equal to C. A should be either less than C or A should be equal to C. True. Equal is true. System.out.println. A less than or equal to E. A less than or equal to E. A should be either less than E or should be equal to E. Nothing is matching, so false. 1 minute. Sorry. I'm wrong here. A should be either less than E or should be equal to E. 5 is less than E is matching. So true. Okay. True. Correct. You are correct. You are correct, guys. Okay. Small confusions will happen. That's okay. Okay. When you are writing this many statements, right? It's okay to do mistakes. So greater than is completed, less than is completed, greater than or equal to is completed, less than or equal to is completed. Every relational operator, when based on its creating a condition, is resulting either true or false. Okay, that's you have to understand first of all. So then system.out.println. A double equal to B. True or false? A equal to B. Here it's not a single assignment, it's double assignment. It's not an assignment operator. You see, C is equal to 5 is assignment operator. Single assignment is there. Single equal is there. A double equal means it is called as comparison operator. Relational. You are comparing the value of A with B. Both should be equal. A is equal to B. True or false? True or false? A is equal to B. True or false? 5 equal to 4. True or false? 5 is equal to 4. True or false? Is 5 and 4 same? No, right? So false will come. System.out.println A double equal to C. Now tell me, 5 equal to 5. True or false? This time true. Correct. This time true. This time true. This time true. System.out.println A equal to E. 5 equal to 7. True or false? 5 equal to 7 is true or false? False again. Right? False again. Correct. False. Now, other one. System.out.println A not equal to B. A not equal to B. 5 is not equal to 4. True or false? True. Correct. 5 is not equal to 4 is correct. System.out.println A not equal to C. A not equal to C. Here exclamatory mark equal symbol you have to write. 5 is not equal to 5 is not equal to 5. True or false? False. 5 is equal to 5. So it's false. System.out.println A not equal to E. 5 is not equal to 7. True or false? 5 not equal to 7 is true only. Correct only. Okay. True. Okay. These are the different operators which fall under the relational operators category. Double equal to operator, not equal to, greater than, less than, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to. Everyone clear with the relational operators now? Yeah, both are not same. Jesse, both are not same. Single equal is assignment operator. Double equal is equal comparison operator. Relational double equal is comparison operator. Here single equal will come under the assignment operators category. Okay. Jesse, is that clear for you? If you want to assign a value to a variable, okay, if you want to assign a value to a variable, then you have to use single equal or double equal. If you want to assign a value to a particular variable, you have to use single one you have to use. Here we are not comparing the value of C with 5. Here we are assigning the value of 5 with value of 5, we are assigning to the variable C. So that 5 will be stored into the variable C. But here it is not happening. A double equal to B means it's not assignment. We are not assigning the value of B to A. Here we are comparing the values of A and B here. Okay. Double equal means comparison. Single equal means assignment. Okay. Single equal means clear na? Fine. Great.
Yeah, thanks.
Welcome. So small things, but important ones only. The right questions are being asked, no problem. Okay. So equal to operator, not equal to operator, greater than, all these are comparison. Relational operators are all around comparison purpose only. Okay. So similarly, the way I have done it for, here, the way I have done this, right? You can also do that, but you have to do in a different way. So I'll show you how to do that. Just at a high level, I'll show you. Int relational operators demo 2 or something I'll write. Okay, just see here what I'm trying to do. Some sample I'll give, not everything. Int A is equal to 5, comma, B is equal to 4, comma, C is equal to 5, comma, D is equal to 3, comma, E is equal to 7, comma, F is equal to 5. Okay, like that I have created some variables, that's okay. Now I'll write int I is equal to not int I, I'll write something like this. Okay. If I say A greater than B, what is the result of A greater than B? What is the result of A greater than B? 5 greater than 4. What is the result? The value, the result is true, right? The true can be stored into a variable. If I have to store that into a variable I, that I should be declared with which data type? Boolean data type. Boolean primitive data type. Okay. You have to understand like this. Boolean J is equal to A less than B. What will be there here? Either true or false will be there. Okay. True or false will be there. Okay. Boolean K is equal to A greater than or equal to F. A greater than or equal to F. Its spaces are not compulsory. If you want to confirm, Control Shift F you press, you will understand. Okay. What are the proper spaces you can understand? A greater than or equal to F. Okay.
So for the comparison, we need to put the Boolean, right? That's what you are saying.
Yes, yes.
Boolean.
The result of this condition or relational operator is nothing but a Boolean value. In the previous example, I was directly printing in the print statement. The output of this A greater than B is Boolean value. I'm printing it. So you'll not understand. That's the reason. Here I created the variables. And to the variables, if you have to store the result of this A greater than B or A less than B or A greater than or equal to F, right? The variable should be declared with which data type? Boolean data. Got it?
Yeah.
A greater than or equal to F. 5 is either greater than or equal to F. It's equal. One of the condition is matching. So it will result in true. The true will be stored into the K only if the K is declared with Boolean data type. Got it? If I say system.out.println, system.out.println, if I print I, system.out.println, if I print J, system.out.println, if I print K, what will be the output? For I, what will be the output? What will be printed for I? True. What will be printed for J? The result of this condition, this result of this operation, A less than B. 5 is less than 4, which is false. False will be stored into J. That J, it can be only stored with J is declared with Boolean data type. Okay, false will be printed. Then K, what about K? The result of this will be printed, stored into the K. A greater than or equal to F. 5 is greater than or equal to F. It's equal, so one of the condition is true. True will be stored into the K because it's declared with Boolean data type, and true will be printed. Clear now? Clear how to store the result of these operations instead of directly printing into the variable. Instead of directly printing, you can also store them into the variables and print. But only the thing is that you have to declare the variables with Boolean data types. Okay. In the print statements, you will not see that observation. You will not get A greater than B. What is the result? Directly true is coming. But you are not storing into a variable, right? If you have to store this result into a variable instead of printing directly in the print statement, the result and variable should be declared with Boolean data type. Then only you can print. Got it? These are all relational operators. These are all relational operators. Okay, arithmetic operators. Then we have the relational operators. Then we have logical operators, assignment operators, and other type of operators are also there, guys. Okay, coming to the logical operators. Coming to the logical operators. What are these logical operators? So here I'll create a new class known as logical operators. It's very simple. This one also is very simple. Just have to apply. If you know the mathematics, you can understand this. Logical operators. So here, logical operators also will result in either true or false. Again, the same thing is logical operators will result in true or false. So to make the job easy, to make the understanding easy, I'm writing like this. True, logical operator and is equal to true. Logical and operator. Okay. I'll write this kind of conditions. True and false. Then I'll write system.out.println false and true. Then system.out.println, I'll write false and 4 combinations I'll write. Here, which operator this is? This is called as logical AND operator. What is this operator called as? Logical AND operator. You can see this double ampersand symbol. This is called as double ampersand symbol, which is nothing but a logical AND operator. It's nothing but a logical AND operator. So both the sides of the condition, both the sides of the operator, both the operands should be true to become true. If any of the side of this operator is false, either right side or left side is false, means you will get the false answer. Both are false, then only, okay. Both are true means then only true, remaining all cases false. Okay. Let's assume this one example I will give you for remembering this logical AND operator. You see, you have the ticket, but you don't have the visa. What will happen? You have the ticket, you have the visa. Are you allowed to board the flight? Are you allowed to board the flight? If you have both the visa and ticket and visa are there, you are allowed to board the flight. True, you are allowed. Okay. You have the ticket, but you don't have the visa. Then not allowed. You don't have the ticket, but you have the visa. Allowed? No. You don't have neither you have the visa nor you have the ticket. Not also allowed. Only in case when you have both the proper ticket and proper visa is there, you are allowed. There's logical AND operator. I think you can remember now what is logical AND means. Clear, everyone? Logical AND operator is clear for everyone. With that example, you should be clear. Okay. System.out.println true or true. Okay. This is logical OR operator. This is logical double ampersand is logical AND. This double pipe symbol is nothing but logical OR operator. System.out.println true or false. Okay. System.out.println false or true. System.out.println false or false. I will take one example here for this logical or operator also. Okay. Thing here is to clear a particular exam, let's say, you should score good marks either in physics or chemistry. Okay. Either physics you have to pass or chemistry you have to pass. Only one of the subject. Both you pass is also fine. Understood, guys? You passed in physics, you passed in chemistry. Let's say you passed in physics and you passed in chemistry. Both you passed. So you are passed. So there is one condition like you passed in physics, you failed in chemistry, but they're expecting you to pass in only one subject. So this is also true. One of the side is true means then true. You failed in physics, but you passed in chemistry, they will allow you to go to the next level. True. Okay. You failed in physics and also you failed in chemistry. Then you have to rewrite the exam. Okay. The condition they have put for you to clear the exam is that in any of the subjects, you have to pass. You passed in physics, you passed in chemistry, both very good. Passed in physics, failed in chemistry, that's okay. They will allow you to move to the next level, okay, without any problem because at least you passed in one subject as per their conditions. You failed in physics but passed in chemistry, still they will allow you to go to the next level. But you failed in both the subjects, they will not allow you. Clear? Yeah. If both are true, here both logical and means both are true means true. In all the cases, false. Logical or means both should be false to become false. Otherwise, one of the side is true means will become true. Okay. Yes, correct. Okay, with examples or without examples, you can understand. Last one is very simple, guys. System.out.println. System.out.println. Not of true will become what? What is opposite of true? What is opposite of true? False. System.out.println. Not of false will become what? Not of false will become what? It will become true. Simple, very simple, right? So some variation I'll show you. Some examples variation. Class logical operators, variables demo. Very simple example. Already you know the concept, right? Very simple here. So if I write something like this in Boolean A comma B comma C comma D. Let's assume, okay. A is equal to true, B is equal to true, C is equal to false, D is equal to false. Okay, like that I created something here. Okay, now write down A ampersand B. The result of this Control Shift F file, right? Okay. Okay. So what is the result of this A ampersand B? True, true. What is the result? True, right? So if I have to store into another variable, that variable also should be should be of which data type? If I have to store the result of this operation, I have to store in which data type? Boolean. Boolean E is equal to. You see, no problem. Control Shift F file, right? The spaces and everything will come properly. Then Boolean F is equal to A 5 D. What will be the operation? A is true, D is false. True or false? False will so true will be printed. Sorry, true will be printed. Then Boolean G is equal to not of C. What will be printed? Not of false is true. So true. Here A and B. This is also true. This is also true. This is also true. System.out.println E. System.out.println F. System.out.println G. Okay. Both all the three things will be printed as true, guys. Okay. All the three things will be printed as true. Clear, everyone? Clear, everyone? Great. And here we have two more operators to be completed, assignment operators and other operators. Okay, we'll go to the assignment operators now. Okay, the next type of operators is assignment operators. I'll create a class and just name this as assignment operators. Already you know what is an assignment operator, right? So I showed you already different examples. I'll repeat that for you. Here int a is equal to 5. Here equal symbol is an assignment operator, yes or no? Int a is equal to 5. Is this an assignment operator? Yes, you are assigning the value of 5 to the a. That's why it's called as an assignment operator. If I print system.out.println, system.out.println a, what will be printed in the output? 5 will be printed. Okay. Now here I'll write down int b comma c comma d comma e comma f. Here b is equal to c is equal to d is equal to e is equal to f is equal to 10. Now if I write down system.out.println, system.out.println b, system.out.println c, system.out.println, system.out.println d, system.out.println e, system.out.println f, system.out.println f. So what will be the value of b, guys? The value of 10 will be assigned to f. The value of f, that is which is storing 10, will be assigned to e. So e will also contain 10. The value that is stored in e will be assigned to d. The same 10 will be assigned. The value that is stored in the variable d will be assigned to c. The value that is stored into the variable c will be assigned to b. So all the variables will have the same 10 value. Everywhere 10 will be printed. This 10 will be printed for when you print all these variables. Okay. These are all examples of the assignment operator, guys. Okay. And the other thing is that here if I write int I is equal to 15, int I is equal to 20, system.out.println I. What will be the output, guys? What will be the output if I print I? 20 will be the output. 20 will be the output. So what is happening here? This initializing. First time you are assigning the value to the variable I. This is called as initializing. But this is updation or reinitialization. So latest updated value will be printed here. Okay. So like that, you can use the initialize assignment. These are some examples of the assignment operator, guys. Okay. These are some examples of the assignment operator. Okay. The next thing here is, the next thing about this operators is, we have other type of assignment operators like plus equal to, minus equal to, multiplication equal to, division equal to, and modulus equal to. I'll not cover that here. I will cover that here. Compound assignment operators. I'll just name this as compound. Everyone type in the chat box the name of these operators. Compound assignment operators. Demo. Compound assignment operators. Everyone type in the chat box compound assignment operators. It's very simple, guys. It's very simple. There's nothing much in the compound assignment operators, but you have to understand this. B is equal to 4. Now, if I write A plus is equal to B. Now, system.out.println A, system.out.println B. If you are able to give this output, you are good with the compound assignment operators. Here, plus equal to is nothing but the compound assignment operator. Now, the value of A is how much? 5. The value of B is how much? 4. So here we have to expand this compound. This is a short form of A is equal to A plus B. Got it, guys? A plus is equal to B is a short form of A is equal to A plus B. Now, on the right side, you have to do the operation. A plus B is how much? 5 plus 4 is how much? 9. So A will have the value 9. So here, when you print A, what will be printed? 9 will be printed. When you print B, what will be printed? The 4 will be printed. The same 4 will be printed. Nothing much. Okay. Now you have to answer this time, guys. Okay. Int C is equal to 5. D is equal to 6. Okay. Or 15 comma 6. Okay. Otherwise, I'll write like this. Okay. C minus equal to D semicolon system.out.println C system.out.println D. What is the full form of this C minus equal to D? What is the full form of C minus equal to D? Tell me first of all that one. What is the full form? C minus equal to D. C is equal to C minus D. That's the full form, right? C minus D is how much? 15 minus 6 is how much? 15 minus 6 is how much? 9. The value of C is 9 here. 9 will be printed. What is the value of B? What is the value of D? Value of D is how much? 6. 9, 6. Okay, done. Similarly, you can try out the other remaining multiplication equal to, division equal to, modulus equal to. Very simple, guys. There is nothing much here. Okay. There is nothing much here. I'll do one thing. I'll just make the program bit more complex. Int I is equal to 3, J is equal to 4, I'll say. Okay. Here I'll write the code like this. I'll make the things because it is very easy, right? So I multiplication is equal to J. Okay. Then I'll write down J j division is equal to I. Okay. Then I modulus is equal to j. Then system.out.println, system.out.println, I system.out.println j. Now tell me what will be the output. So here, what is the full form of I modulus is equal to j? I is equal to, sorry, I multiplication j, I into j. 3 4s are 12. I will become what? I is nothing but 12 now. I is 12 and j is still 4. J is still 4. Okay, as a result. Now, j division equal to I means j is equal to j divided by I. The current value of I is 12. J is what? 4. How many times you can divide 4 with 12? How many times you can divide this 4 with 12? How many times? 4 divided by 12. What is the result? How many times? Wrong. That is wrong. 3 is wrong answer. 12 by 3 is 3. 12 by 4 is correct. Whatever you said is correct. Here j is 4. I is 12. 4 divided by 12. How many times 4 can be divided by 12? 0 times. J will become 0. I is still 12, but j will become 0. J has become 0. Okay. Then I modulus j. I is equal to I modulus j. That means the value of j is how much? 0. Value of I is how much? 12. 12. How many times you can divide this 12 with 0? Infinite. Infinite times. Here you will get an arithmetic exception. Right click run as Java application, you will get an arithmetic exception kind of stuff. You see? You got an exception here. This is not working out. Okay, I'll give 13 here. And let's see what will happen in this case. 13. Okay, or I'll give 12. 12 for the 48, right? It will become 48 and it will become 4 only. Okay. Then what happens here? J is equal to j divided by I. J is equal to j divided by I. Again, the same problem is coming. Okay. This should be a bigger number. This should be a bigger number, guys. Okay. Then only it will be okay. So here I'll give 2 here. Otherwise, I'll give 2 here and here I'll give 4. So what will happen here? I is equal to I into j. 2 4 is 8. I will become 8 and j is already 4. Okay. Now here j is equal to j divided by I. I is how much? I already got increased again. Still no problem. No possibility, right? Again, you will get the 0 as a reminder. Okay. This is not possible. This is not possible at all. Okay. So what we can do here? Any ideas? 2 8s. I'll try with 8. 2 8 is 16. Here 8 will be there. I has become very big again. Okay. There should be some case where j should be lower than, j should be higher than I, then only this will be possible. Otherwise, it will not continue. Any examples, guys? Whatever you do, it's I will be, first we should not multiply it. Basically, we have to divide, multiply later. Okay, it's better we do this multiplication later. So see what is happening now. 2 comma 4, I'll say 2 4. So no, 4 comma 2, I'll say otherwise. So I'll just try to change it to my needs for now. Whether it will work or not, let's see. Okay, j is equal to j divided by I. How many times j can, j is, here I is equal to j. I is equal to I divided by j will come. That means I is 4, 2 to the 4. I will become what? 2. I will become 2. J will become still 2 only. Okay. Here I into is equal to j. 2 to the 4. Here it become 2. J will become 2. J is still 2 only. It doesn't change. I modulus is equal to j means here I is equal to, here I is 4. Modulus j is 2. Modulus j is 2. So 2 to the 4. remainder is 0. Here 0 will be printed. Okay. I will become 0 here. J is still 2 here. So here the final value of I is how much? 0. The final value of J is 2, I think. So run this code and let's see what is happening. Let's see. 0 and 2, I'm just guessing. Yes, that's correct. 0 and 2 is output. Okay. So if you're able to solve this kind of problems, you are very good with the compound assignment operators. Okay. 0 and 2 is the output. Here I will be coming as 0 and J will be coming as, you have to be very patient, you will get it the answer. Okay. 0 and 2 is the answer. I is 0, J is 2. Clear everyone? Clear everyone? Or any confusions here? Okay, great, fine. So these are called as compound assignment operators. That is also done. And finally is a conditional operator, guys. The last item is nothing much. Let's complete this conditional operator. We are good for today. Okay, these literals are nothing. I'll explain in a minute. I can explain literals. So only you focus on the conditional operator. Let me cover the conditional operator now. Right click here, new conditional operator demo. Conditional operator symbol is what, guys? What is the symbol of the conditional operator? Question mark and colon symbol. Everyone type in the chat box. This will be like this, question mark and colon symbol. This is a conditional operator. This is nothing but the conditional operator. Everyone type in the chat box how the conditional operator will look like. Question mark and colon symbol together are called as conditional operator. How to use this conditional operator? I'll tell you. Int a is equal to 5, comma b is equal to 4, comma c, let's assume. Okay. Now c is equal to a greater than b, question mark, 9 colon 19. Now system.out.println, see what will be the output. What will be the output is a question. So here a is 5, b is 4. So first of all, you have to see the condition, guys. What is the condition here? What is the conditional condition in this conditional operator? A greater than b, true or false? 5 greater than 4 is true or false? 5 greater than 4, true or false? 5 is greater than 4, which is true or false? It's true, guys. It's true, basically. If it is true, after the question mark symbol, there are two options here. Okay, this one or this one we have to pick. If it is true, it will pick the left side one of the colon symbol. Left side one will pick. If it is false, means it will pick the right side one. Okay. Now a is greater than b. 5 is greater than b is 5 is greater than 4 is true, means it will take 9 or 19. It will consider 9 or 19 after the question mark symbol in between the colon symbols. Will it take 9 or 19? It will take 9. 9 will be assigned to C, and what will be the output of C? What will be the output of C, guys? 9 will be the output. Okay, if you run this code, you will get 9 as the output. Based on this condition, the value will be decided. Now, if I give 14 here, then what will happen? 5 greater than 14, true or false? 5 greater than 14, true or false? False. Then you will take 9 or 19. If it is true, it will take 9. If it is false, it will take 19. So 19 will be assigned to C, and here 19 should be printed in the output. 19 should be printed in the output. I can give few more examples. Okay. Int I is equal to 7, comma j is equal to 17. Now I'll write down. Suppose I'll write down something like, okay, double k is equal to, I can write like this, double k is equal to I greater than j, question mark, 1.2 colon 2.3 semicolon. System.out.println k. What will be the output? What will be the output? Here I greater than j, 7 greater than 17 is false. If it is false, it will take 2.3. 2.3 will be assigned to k because it's of double data type, and 2.3 will be printed in the output. Here you'll get the output as 2.3. Now understood, guys, what is this conditional operator, how to use it? Here there is a condition, followed by the condition there will be a question mark symbol, and either of these options will be taken separated by colon symbol. Okay. Okay, and that should be assigned to the value of the variable. Okay, the result should be assigned to the variable. This is called as conditional operator. Okay, 19 and 2.3. Everyone clear with the conditional operator? Everyone clear with the conditional operator? It can be any condition, guys. It can be any condition. If the condition is true, it will take this one. If the condition is false, it will take this one. We have to use a symbol as question mark and colon and assign the resultant value. Whether this one is true or this one is true based on the condition, the result should be assigned to the variable. That variable you can print it later. Okay, that is what is a conditional operator. Everyone clear with the conditional operator? Just type C in the chat box if you are clear with the conditional operator. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Okay. Clear. Great. And final thing is all about literals, guys. There's nothing much in literals. There's nothing much in literals. Okay. Literals are nothing but the data that you can store into the variables based on the data type they have. You can assign integer literals. If I call the range of the int data type is how much? -2147483648 to 2147483647. This much bigger number you can assign to a variable. Okay, so if I give something like this, okay, so I'll just create a package, guys. It's not take much time. Just be with me. I can explain in very less time here. I'll create a package known as literals. Literals are nothing but data, guys. Okay, literals stack, I'll say. The literals are nothing but the data that you are going to store into the variables. Now I'll give you some examples and you have to tell me which type of literal that is. Okay, literal types demo. Okay, with main method, I'll give you different type of literals and in this example, you have to tell me which type of literals they are. Int a is equal to 9. What is this 9? Which type of literal 9 is? Which type of literal 9 is? Tell me, guys. Which type of literal 9 is? 9 is of which literal? Integer literal. Integer literal. Okay. Then byte b is equal to 99. Here 99 is which type of literal? 99. Byte b is equal to 99 as which literal? Integer literal again. This is also integer literal. Okay. Then short c is equal to 999. This is of which literal? Integer literal. Okay. Long d is equal to 9999. This is of which literal here? 9999 is which literal? Again integer literal. Okay. Again it is integer literal only. Now if I write int, byte e is equal to 9999. This is of which literal actually? This is of which literal actually? It is an integer literal. But is it possible for me to store this kind of integer literal into the variable of byte data type? No, this is not possible. Why? What is the range of byte? What is the range of byte? -127 to -127 to -128 to -128 to 127. Sorry, reverse. Minus value will be more and plus value will be less because 0 to 127 becomes 128. -128 to 127. Correct answer. Okay. So up to this only I can store. Okay. For example, if I give byte e is equal to 127, you see, no problem. I can store. Here 127 is of which literal? Integer literal only. Integer literal within the range. Within the range of byte. Correct or not? Within the range of byte data type, the integer literal is available. Okay. So it depends on the size. Okay. All these are examples of the integer literal only, guys. Okay. While you know that short is double the size of byte and int is double the size of short and long is double the size of short. Now, if I give you some more examples here, long f is equal to 99L, capital L or lowercase l. Here, what is this literal called as? What is this literal? Is that an integer literal? 99L. It is a long literal. It's a long literal, guys. It is a long literal. Okay. Now, if I say long, fg is equal to I know the value here, range of values, right? I'll just take one value here, 2147. The maximum value of integer number is this one. Is there any problem here? No. So here, this particular literal is of which type? Integer literal. Integer literal. It is integer literal. We can store into the long variable. No problem. Okay. Again, I'll write long h is equal to the same value the same value almost, but I'll increment the value of 7 with 8. Now what is happening? This of which literal? This of which literal? Is a long literal? It's not a long literal. This is not a long literal. It is an integer literal only. But out of range. But out of range. Over the mouse here, you see the literal 2147 of type int is out of range. But if you add L here, then it will become the long literal within the range. Got it? It's not long. If it is going outside also, it's not long. It's integer only, but out of range integer. Integer literal, which is out of range, you have to say. That you cannot store into long. But if you say L means it's allowed, because long literal will have more bigger size. You see, long literal will have this much bigger size, so it will be allowed. Got it? If you put L, capital or L, whether it is simple number or bigger number, if you put L at the end means it will become a long literal. The integer literal can be like this without putting any L or something. It is an integer literal within the range or out of range. It's still an integer literal. Out of range means you will get a compiler error saying if you don't put L here, this is an integer literal out of the range. It's an integer literal out of the range. Integer literal out of range. Still it is an integer literal only, but it is out of range. You will get a compiler error. Okay. Long h is equal to, if I give this, if I have to give this much big number than integer number, I have to give L here so that it will become a long literal. I can store the long literal. Long literal size is very big, right? It's the long literal. Janavi, what is your question? I didn't get that question. Come again. Up to how many literals it will be integer after the number exceeds the range? After the number exceeds the range, this much number. This much big you can go. This is what you are expecting. 92233720368. You don't have to remember all this stuff. Just understand. If you put L at the end, it is a long literal. Okay. If you don't put L, it will be considered as an integer literal out of range. Got it? The same number if I give here without L, what is happening? The same number if I giving without L, what is happening? This is an integer literal only out of range. You see? The literal of type int is out of range. It's saying it's, you see, Java compiler is clearly stating that it's an integer literal, but it's out of range. Then if you want to make it possible, you have to put L to convert that into the long literal, because out of range literal cannot be there. Okay. Out of range integer literal cannot be there. So it's better you put L here and convert that into long literal, because long literal will have this much of big size. Integer literal out of some extent out of this bigger number or lesser than number this of this one, it is no more in. It's an integer literal, but out of range, it's not possible. Java compiler will give you the error. Okay. Fine. Now, I'll give a few more examples. Double I is equal to 1.23. What is this literal? What is 1.23 literal? Double literal. It is a double literal. Everyone type in the chat box. It is a double literal. Double J is equal to 1.23 capital D or lowercase d. You can either give lowercase or capital letters here, no problem. Capital D. It's of which literal? It's also a double literal. For double literals, D is optional, guys. For double literals, D is optional. Okay, for double literals, whether you put capital D or lowercase d or without D, it's always a double literal. What if I do something like this? Double K is equal to 1.23 F. Here, 1.23 F is which literal? No error will come here. That's okay. But 1.23 F is of which literal? Floating point literal. Floating point literal. Okay. It's floating point literal. Now, this is okay. You can store double literal or floating point literal into the double data type, because double is the double the size of float. It can accept both the things. But if I write float, L is equal to 1.23, will it accept? This is a double literal. 1.23 is of which literal? 1.23 is which literal? Double literal. It is a double literal. Okay. Can we store double literal into the variable of float data type? This is a double the size and this is a half the size. Can you do that? No, this is not possible. Double literal storing into the variables declared with float data type is not possible. If I say float, M is equal to 1.23. If I say F, then 1.23 F is a float literal that can be stored into the float variable. Okay, floating point literal. Okay, floating point literal. So it is possible. Reverse is not possible. You see, double and floating point can be stored into the variable of double data type, but double cannot be stored into float because double is the double the size of float, so it's not possible. Okay, floating can be stored into floating, but double cannot be stored into floating. Okay, double and floating can be stored into double. This is how the things are. Same thing will apply for the long also. Okay, long literal cannot be stored into the int data type. Integer literal can be stored into the variable of long because long is double the size of int, whereas int is of the size of long. So this is not possible. Int k1 is equal to this value if I give, that is not possible. It's not possible, guys. Okay, if you give the lesser number also, it's not possible. Long is double the size of int, so this is not possible. Okay, this is long literal but cannot be stored into the. This is long literal. L means long literal. F means floating point. D means D or without D means decimal value means double literal. Okay, without just number means integer literal. Okay, like the different type of literals are there. Hope you are able to understand. Integer literals are in this range. Long literals are in there. You don't have to remember the range. Okay. If you have a f at the end of the decimal value, that is a floating point literal. 1.223 or something, some double literals. True or false? If I say Boolean B1 is equal to true. Boolean B2 is equal to false. This true and false are which literals? They are Boolean literals. Boolean literals. Boolean literal. False is also a only two possibilities of Boolean literals, either true or false. These are Boolean literals. Okay, you cannot store any other things into these variables which are declared with Boolean. You cannot store integer numbers or no other literals can be stored into the Boolean declared variables. Okay, Boolean literals only can be stored into the Boolean declared variables. Okay, those are Boolean. What are character literals? Here, if I write char c is equal to yes, if I give here double inside this, whatever that is there, it is a character literal. Okay, it's a character literal. Okay, if I say int char c1, I'll say. If I say int c2 is equal to yes. Here s is what literal? Tell me. Here s is what literal? Tell me, guys. It is a which literal? S is which literal? We are storing into the variable of int data type. S is which literal? Char literal. Character literal. Character literal can be stored into the integer variable, declared variable, because it will be converted to the ASCII number. Okay, now if I give examples like this, char c3 is equal to 111, 111. Here 111 is which literal? 111 is which literal? Integer literal. Accordingly, as per the ASCII table, this 111 will be converted to the appropriate character. Okay, you can see the ASCII table to see the relevant character of this 111. Now char c4 is equal to, int c4 is equal to 112. Here 112 is which literal? Integer literal. Okay, let's revise again. 9 is integer literal, 99 is integer literal, 999 is integer literal, all 9s is integer literal, this is also integer literal, this is integer literal, this is long literal, L is there. This one is integer literal, this is integer literal, this is long literal because L is there at the end. This is long literal because L is there at the end. This is double literal, whether D is there or not there, it is a double literal. 1.23 capital D or lowercase d is a double literal. 1.23 F is a floating point literal. 1.23 is a long double literal. 1.23 F is a floating point literal. True is a Boolean literal. False is a Boolean literal. S is a single character S or symbol, some symbol or number is a character literal. This is a character literal. This is integer literal. This is integer literal. Clear, everyone? Clear so far? Everyone clear so far? Different type of literals. String str is equal to Arun Moturi. This is which literal then? This is which literal? Some text surrounded by double quotes is which literal? This is string literal. String literal. Okay. Now, if you know the literals concept well, if you are good with literal concepts, you have to apply here. Applying literals. Applying. Last item, guys. Just be with me. Last item, nothing more than that. We'll stop here. Here I'll write down system.out.println 9. System.out.println 99. System.out.println 999. System.out.println 9999. Okay. System.out.println 99L. System.out.println system.out.println 1.23. Okay. Then system.out.println 1.23 D. Then system.out.println 999999 lowercase l. This is not 1, guys. This is lowercase l. Okay. System.out.println 1.23 capital D. Then system.out.println, I'll just put this here. Better. Okay. System.out.println 1.23 F. System.out.println 1.23 lowercase f. Then system.out.println true. System.out.println false. System.out.println single quotes 9. System.out.println single quotes s. System.out.println single quotes dollar symbol. Okay. System.out.println double quotes Arun. System.out.println double quotes Arun Motori. Yeah, we are good now. Now tell me, guys, which type of literal this is. 9 is which literal? 9 is which literal, guys? Integer literal. What about 99? 99. Integer literal. 999. Integer literal. 9999. 9999. Integer literal. 99L. Long literal. Then this one, lowercase l is there here. Lowercase l is also long literal. 1.23. Double literal. 1.23 D. Double literal. 1.23 capital D. Double literal. 1.23 F. Floating point literal. 1.23 lowercase f. Floating point literal. True. Boolean literal. False. Boolean literal. Single quotes 9. Single quotes 9. Character literal. Single quotes s. Character literal. Single quotes dollar. Character literal. Double quotes Arun. String literal. Double quotes Arun Motori. String literal. Now everyone is clear with the literals. Can you identify the literals now properly? Guys, can you identify the literals now? I think it should be easy for you now. Okay. Just by looking at the number, you have to say, looking at the value, you have to say which type of lit. That's why we have, whenever you are printing integer values, you don't have to surround with single quotes or double quotes. That's the reason. Inside the print statements, you have to provide the literal type. Okay. Literal type you have to provide. When you are providing the text, only double quotes are required in the print statements. Okay. When you are printing a number, double quotes should not be provided. If you provide double quotes, it becomes a string, not a number. Okay. If you want to print the number, directly give the number. If you want to print the string, provide with double quotes. Okay. Here, system.out.println, system.out.println, double quotes 9. What is this literal? Finally, what is this literal? Double quotes 9. String literal. Okay. So this is what is the literals, guys. Okay. So when you are printing the numbers, you don't have to give double quotes. If you want to print a 9 in the form of string, 9. Okay. Like that. Fine, guys. With this, we are done with the literals, guys. With this, we are done with the literals. Hope you have learned a lot today. Okay. We successfully completed this notes today. I think I shared the notes yesterday only, but I'll share it again today also. Tomorrow we'll go to the next level. That is control flow statements. Tomorrow topic is control flow statements, guys. I'll cover that tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow we'll go with the control flow statements. Shorten URL shortener. So that's all for today, guys. If you have any doubts, you can ask me now, or if you are clear with the things, that's no problem. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. What is this coming? Shorten means it's coming very big. Yeah, here it's better. Yeah, copy this. I'll provide the notes here. If you are clear, just type C in the chat box, guys. If you don't have any questions, either type C or no in the chat box. Either type C or no in the chat box so that we'll end this session and we'll continue tomorrow with control flow statements. Today I covered variables, data types, operators and literals, which are basic building blocks, guys. Okay. These are very basic building blocks that everyone has to understand. Okay, done. Great. Fine, guys. So looks like everyone is clear. No, you have to use Oracle JDK only. Only Oracle JDK. Don't use Open JDK. Okay? Don't use Open JDK. Oracle JDK is something that you have to use. Fine? Oracle JDK you have to use. Don't use Satya. Don't use Open JDK. Open JDK is we should not use. Okay? Not commercial. It's free only. Oracle JDK is free only. Open JDK means open source. It's just open source only. Nothing more than that. Okay? Both are free, but Open JDK means open source. Whereas Oracle JDK may not be open source, but it's kind of free only. Okay? You can use Oracle JDK only. Okay? Oracle company's JDK only you use. Don't use Open JDK. Any other questions? Anyone? Whatever Java I have showed you to install and all, same thing, exact same thing. You try to do that. Don't take any other stuff. Okay? Tomorrow we'll go with the next topic. This is the next topic for tomorrow, guys. Control flow statements will come tomorrow. Tomorrow topic will be control flow statements. We don't have to use. There's no need to use it. JDK is better, right? Oracle JDK is better. Why to go with Open JDK when Oracle JDK is free for you? There's no particular reason why don't we have to go with Open JDK, but we don't use in real time. Okay.
Okay then. Actually, I'm not sure in real time when Open JDK is used. A few of my colleagues were asking why you are not using Open JDK. So because Oracle was commercial. So
Oracle is not commercial. Only for support purpose it is commercial. Okay. Earlier it was commercial,
okay,
but it's not commercial now. Only support is commercial, I think so. You see, it's an open source project that is maintained by Oracle only. Open JDK is also from Oracle
yeah,
in the community, whereas Oracle JDK is closed source, requires a paid license and is maintained by Oracle, but it's not the. I don't think Oracle JDK is paid. Is because we are using it for free now, right? As we are using
yes, I'm able to download it for free and use it as well. Yeah, maybe they were telling later it might be licensed, something like that. I
Oracle
heard.
JDK 8 and JDK are free for personal and development use. Oracle JDK 7 data releases are free for all the users under Oracle no fee terms and conditions. However, commercial use requires a paid subscription, but that was there. They have revoked it also. Okay, it's been a long time that
Okay.
happened where it became commercial and then they went it back. Okay, they went back. Is Oracle JDK free or commercial? We are paid now. Okay, in 2024. Let's see. Free use for all users. Okay, there's no need to worry much. Is that fine?
Thanks, Arun. Yeah,
Is
yeah.
Oracle
Thank
JDK
you.
free again? You see, it has become free again. Okay, there was a situation where it became commercial. Later they have made it free. Okay,
Okay.
fine. Okay. Yeah, any other questions, guys? You can use Oracle JDK, it's free. Okay, but it's not open source. The difference between Open JDK and Oracle JDK is the code that is written for developing the Open JDK is open to everyone. Okay, maybe you can get it here. For example, if someone asks you what is the difference, you can write this. Okay, GitHub Open JDK. If you search, you'll get the GitHub repository for Open JDK. The code is visible. Okay, you can go to one of the repository. Just go to one of the repository of Open JDK and you can get the code here. Okay, what code they are writing for developing this Open JDK is available for you. But coming to the GitHub Java Oracle JDK, Oracle Java JDK, Oracle GitHub topics are there, but code will not be there, guys. Okay, it's a closed code. Okay, it's not open source code. Okay, open source means the code can be open to public. That is open source. But the Java developers are not making the code open to public. But you can simply access the code here from the library a bit. But it's closed JDK only, we generally call. Okay. Fine. Anyone have any other questions from today's session or any other things? Guys, anyone have any other questions? Use Oracle JDK only. That's what is used in real time. So Oracle JDK is better. Okay. It's free only for us, guys. You don't have to pay any amount. Okay. So Open JDK, I don't want you guys to use because, something that is not, completely open, right? There's a possibility that support will not be well and you not get the support well. And also, open source is always, risky to use. Okay. Since it is open source, since it is kindly open, right? You cannot question them if something is not working out. Okay. The real quality thing is in Oracle JDK. Oracle Java JDK thing is very quality one compared to Open JDK. Okay. It may have some issues. You see here also Microsoft has Microsoft Word document, which is a commercial one. Okay. If you have the open Word document is there, right? Open Word is also there. If you download that, you can for free open the Word files and all those stuff, but that may have some bugs. Okay. That may have some bugs. Quality may be compromised there. Okay. So people and some features that you want in thing will not be there in the open Word documents, etc. So it's better you go with the proper versions. Okay. Don't go with the open ones.
Okay, Anand.
Yeah,
Thank
fine.
you.
They are generally community driven, okay, and made it open and free kind of stuff. But commercial is always good. And anyhow, Oracle JDK is not commercial anymore. The things have been revoked only for support purpose. Very complex situations where you have to solve the problems, right? Some security issues have come. You need the help of these Oracle guys. Then only for support they have to pay. The companies have to pay for now, as per my knowledge. If I am wrong, just let me know in the next session. As per my knowledge, it's no more commercial. Okay, in between, there was a situation where Java has become commercial. And it observed that because of it has become commercial, right? The programming languages like Java, Python and C# started growing. And because of that, they again decided to go back, okay, to make it free again. Okay, so that's what the history that I know. Fine. So that's all for today, guys. I hope everyone has understood the session and I have answered all the questions for you. So we'll meet tomorrow and we'll start with the flow control statements. Okay. So these are the different flow control statements that we have to complete tomorrow. So let's try our level best in completing them tomorrow. Okay. So see you guys. Bye everyone. See you. That's all for this session. Thank you. Bye everyone. Yeah. Thank you guys. Bye. Bye everyone. See you tomorrow in the next session. Bye.